Chapter 80. Jiang Tianhao was also dumbfounded as he lay on the ground. For a moment, he even thought it was fake. However, the burning pain on his face told him that it was real. "I've never seen such a despicable request. How dare you stand here and let me hit you?" "So, what happened after that?" Lin Xian sneered. Everyone's jaws dropped. How could Lin Xian cause such damage to Jiang Tianhao? Was he in the arcane body realm? But he was in the junior class and had just entered the Sky Martial Court. Arcane body realm. That was one of the top experts in the senior class. F***CK. Jiang Tianhao got up from the ground and wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. "Lin Xian, you're courting death. So what if I kill you on the spot?" "Huh?" A terrifying force of the arcane body realm burst out from Jiang Tianhao's body, accompanied by the power of lightning. Jiang Tianhao was of the lightning attribute. "Go to hell, trash!" Jiang Tianhao roared angrily and punched at Lin Xian with blue lightning. Everyone around quickly ran away. The terrifying power of the arcane body realm coupled with the power of lightning attribute made them run as far away as possible. Lin Xian was indeed surprised. The Jiang brothers of the Jiang family were not kind people. This punch was meant to kill. He was the kind of person who wanted to kill someone. Whoosh! Lin Xian fully unleashed his aura. He used the scumbag points to exchange for agility. Then, he grabbed the waist of a girl behind him and brought them to a safe place. At the same time, his sudden burst of speed allowed him to dodge Jiang Tianhao's fatal punch. Boom! Although Lin Xian dodged the punch, the lightning and wind from the punch did not dissipate. A tree more than 10 meters away was smashed into pieces and set on fire. This was the power of the arcane body realm. Everyone's jaws dropped. So powerful. However, they suddenly realized something. Under such circumstances, Lin Xian's speed just now was really freakish. Not only did he dodge the punch, but he also brought the two girls behind him to a safe place. This speed was a little abnormal. Why is his speed so fast when he's only at the first star of the arcane body realm? It was the same with the intermediate class before. Was it really a martial arts technique? Ling Ying muttered to himself as he peeled a new strawberry-flavored lollipop. After placing the two girls in a safe place, Lin Xian turned around and walked over step by step. Everyone was even more shocked. Why wasn't he running? What was even more shocking was that the aura surging from Lin Xian's body was almost the same as Jiang Tianhao's. This meant that Lin Xian, he was at the arcane body realm. Oh my god! This Lin Xian had been pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. He's at the arcane body realm. Why? Comparisons are odious. How did he manage to reach the arcane body realm when he was supposed to be a piece of trash? Everyone howled in grief. They were all unwilling to believe that a piece of trash had suddenly become such a powerful existence. However, they were still unknown to the public. Why? Feeling the aura of Lin Xian's one star of the arcane body realm, Jiang Tianhao was also stunned. He was also at the arcane body realm. But after a moment, he sneered coldly. Although he was surprised, so what? He was also at the arcane body realm, and he was of the thunder attribute. The thunder attribute was very powerful in one-on-one combat. Why would he be afraid of Lin Xian? Lin Xian twisted his neck and looked coldly at Jiang Tianhao in front of him. Then he said, "Looks like one slap is not enough to convince you. Lin Xian, come on. Kill him." Lu Yufan's little face was flushed red in the distance. She was probably very excited as she shouted loudly. Jiang Tianhao's thunder surged. He said coldly, "You think you can be proud after dodging my punch? Next, I'll make you pay with your life." Rushing thunder fist. Thunder rumbled. Then Jiang Tianhao charged at Lin Xian with thunder again. Lin Xian snorted. His eyes glinted. "You think you're the only one with the thunder attribute?" Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. What? When the thunder surged out of Lin Xian's body, everyone's eyes widened. Didn't they say that Lin Xian had no attribute? Why was he of the thunder attribute? And What the hell was the purple thunder? Crack! Seeing the thunder attribute on Lin Xian, Ling Ying couldn't control her strength and bit the lollipop into pieces. My lollipop! Ling Ying felt a pang in her heart. She could hold the lollipops for a long time. She usually held the lollipops in her mouth until they were very small before crushing them. However, she had only just started eating the lollipops. She started chewing on the lollipop as she looked at Lin Xian. Purple thunder is the strongest type of thunder. If the thunder attribute is 1 in 10,000, then the purple thunder is 1 in a million. As expected. Is the one star of the arcane body realm your real realm? Ling Ying was getting more and more curious. Heavenly Star Fist. Lin Xian went up to her. The Heavenly Star Fist was a martial arts technique, but it wasn't strong. But with the thunder attribute, it was different. Jiang Tianhao, who was rushing over, was also stunned when he saw Lin Xian's purple thunder. He had heard of this purple thunder before. It seemed to be stronger than his blue thunder. Umph! I don't believe it! Boom! The two fists collided, and the powerful aura shook up the dust in a radius of 20 meters. The people who were dozens of meters away were hit by the dust in the face, and they quickly closed their eyes and retreated. Ling Ying even released her aura, and the dust around her quickly dispersed to the sides. When the dust dispersed, everyone's first reaction was to look at the two of them. But what they saw was unbelievable. Jiang Tianhao was lying in front of Lin Xian. His clothes were burnt by the electricity. Wow! Lin Xian, you're amazing. Seeing this scene, Lu Yufan hurriedly exclaimed in joy. Ding! Lu Yufan's favorability towards you +5. Lin Xian was also surprised. He even thought that since they were in the same realm, and it seemed that Jiang Tianhao's martial arts technique was stronger than his, Lin Xian might need to exchange for the strength attribute to defeat him. After all, they were in the same realm. But he underestimated the power of his purple thunder. Lin Xian realized that in the battle between the purple thunder and the blue thunder, the purple thunder could at least make up for the difference of 1 level. If he used a thunder martial arts technique, the difference would be even bigger. The purple thunder is just like what I heard. It's much stronger than the normal thunder. Ling Ying took out a lollipop with a different flavor. Cough, cough. Jiang Tianhao coughed out a mouthful of blood. He didn't understand. Why was Lin Xian's lightning so much stronger than his when they fought? When the two thunder clashed, he clearly felt that the thunder in his body was afraid of Lin Xian's thunder. It was like a son meeting his strict father. That was the feeling. But even if it was strong, it couldn't be that strong. Bang! Lin Xian stomped on Jiang Tianhao's back. His surging blood was disrupted, and he spat out a mouthful of blood. Chapter 81. In the Sky Martial Court, martial artists were allowed to fight with each other. However, there was a condition. They were not allowed to cripple or kill each other. They were not allowed to be heavy-handed. Lin Xian's kick was already heavy-handed. This was because Jiang Tianhao was severely injured. The purple lightning was too domineering. It was so domineering that Lin Xian did not expect it. Jiang Tianhao was in the same realm and had the same lightning attribute. His martial technique was slightly stronger than his. However, he was instantly killed by Lin Xian. Lin Xian did not expect this. Lu Yufan, come here. Lin Xian said to Lu Yufan. Then, Lu Yufan ran to Lin Xian's side. Then, Lin Xian exerted more force on his foot. Jiang Tianhao's scream was immediately heard, which sent chills down everyone's spines. Under Lin Xian's frivolous appearance, he was as terrifying as a demon. Look at him. I don't think he can stand up for a while. So, just lie down. Lin Xian said. Then he said, apologize. Jiang Tianhao tried his best to get up. However, the moment he exerted force, the effect of force was mutual. Lin Xian's foot made his back hurt even more. He felt that his internal organs were injured by Lin Xian's foot. Moreover, his body was burning uncomfortably. The lightning paralyzed his entire body. He could not get up at all. Lin Xian, don't you go too far. Zhang Qianhao gritted his bloody teeth and roared angrily. Lu Yufan felt relieved when she saw Lin Xian beat Zhang Qianhao up. She looked up at Lin Xian and tugged at his sleeve. She said, "Lin Xian, forget it. It's enough. If you continue, you'll be punished by the Sky Martial Court. I said I want him to kneel and apologize to you. As for kneeling, it's my fault. He's too heavily injured. Otherwise, I would have made him kneel in front of you. But you have to apologize." Hearing Lin Xian's words, Lu Yufan slightly bit her red lips. Why did she feel so safe? Why would Lin Xian do such a thing for her? Are they friends? Even if they were friends, it wasn't worth it. I'll give you another 3 breaths of time. Apologize. Lin Xian's tone turned even colder. F***CKU. Crack. Ah. Hiss. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. Was this Lin Xian a lunatic? That sound just now was the sound of him breaking Zhang Qianhao's ribs. He was really a lunatic. Blood flowed out of Zhang Qianhao's mouth uncontrollably. His face was contorted with pain. Ah! Screams kept coming from him. Because of Lin Xian's decisiveness and ruthlessness, Ling Ying, who was a distance away, was shocked. He subconsciously crushed his lollipop. Ah! My lollipop! Ling Ying's beautiful face revealed a frantic expression. Then, her expression turned serious. One could tell if a person had killed someone or how many people they had killed from the way they attacked. When Ling Ying saw Lin Xian heavily injuring Zhang Qianhao and breaking his ribs without hesitation, she knew that Lin Xian was not an ordinary student of the Sky Martial Court. He must have killed many people in the demonic beast domain. If they were not in the Sky Martial Court, if there were not so many people here, Ling Ying believed that Zhang Qianhao would be a dead man by now. In the Sky Martial Court, Ling Ying knew that there were not many people who could injure someone like Lin Xian without batting an eyelid. This wasn't a bad thing. Every martial artist who wanted to become a strong martial artist, in addition to the blood of demon beasts, they would also have the blood of humans on their hands. However, when it came to killing people, whether you were doing it for the sake of survival or for your own selfish desires were 2 different concepts. Apologize. Lin Xian's cold voice reverberated in everyone's ears. Their hearts were pounding madly. Zhang Qianhao's fingers were almost digging into the ground. His eyes were bloodshot as if he wanted to tear Lin Xian into pieces. I am sorry. He had no choice but to apologize since he was at the mercy of others. Louder. I'm sorry. Louder. Lin Xian said angrily. I'm sorry. Zhang Qianhao roared. Bang. Lin Xian kicked him and sent him crashing into the wall. Did I ask you to be so King loud? Everyone was speechless. Gulp. Everyone subconsciously swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Wasn't this Lin Xian a little too vicious? Zhang Qianyu was already injured to this extent, but he still dared to kick him. Was he not afraid of killing him? Zhang Qianyu fainted on the ground. Before he died, his consciousness told him that he must kill Lin Xian. Trash. Lin Xian's words shocked everyone. Lin Xian was too ruthless. Lu Yufan was stunned. Yi Yi did not even dare to walk over. Was this really the Lin Xian they knew? Where did the cheeky Lin Xian go? Zhang Qianhao's identity had infuriated Lin Xian. In addition, Lin Xian wanted to kill Lin Xian. That was the main reason Lin Xian did not kill Zhang Qianhao was because they were in the Sky Martial Court. Just like Ling Ying, Zhang Qianhao would be a corpse if they were in the outside world. Lin Xian looked at Lu Yufan and said, "As for him kneeling, I'll make him kneel before you personally when he can move." And no need. There's really no need. Lu Yufan shook her head. Lin Xian did not say anything. Let's go back then. As for Zhang Qianhao. Lin Xian glanced at the dozen or so advanced class members who did not dare to say anything. He said, "I'll have to trouble you to take care of him. It wouldn't be good if he dies." Everyone's lips twitched. So you know it's not good if he dies? Why did you hit him so hard? Even with the wood-type healing ability, this kind of injury won't heal in a week or 2, right? Ding. Lu Yufan's favorability towards you +6. Ding. Sensing Lu Yufan's dependence, scumbag value +50,000. Ding. Lu Yufan's favorability towards the host has reached 50. She can confess. Confess? Lin Xian shook his head inwardly. That won't do. It's only 50 favorability. However, if someone knew what Lin Xian was thinking, they would definitely call him an idiot. Straight man. Idiot. Why? You heavily injured someone for a girl and acted so domineering, causing her to rely on you and worship you. Confessing to her at this time would greatly increase the success rate. It was similar to a boy doing something that moved a girl to tears. Or a boy saving a girl when she was in danger. Plus, the two of them already knew each other. Confessing at this time would definitely be the easiest time to succeed. Then, the favorability would no longer be important. There was no point of reference. Therefore, Lin Xian missed the best opportunity. If he knew, he would definitely be annoyed. Go back. Go back where? A figure suddenly appeared behind Lin Xian. Many people had already noticed Ling Ying, but because Lin Xian's situation was too shocking, they did not have the heart to look at Ling Ying's beauty. Chapter 82. Hearing the voice, Lin Xian turned around to look at Ling Ying. At that moment, he was absolutely stunned. Tall and slender, with a figure so perfect that men would go crazy over her, a beautiful face, and a pair of soul-stirring eyes. She was too perfect. If only she didn't have a lollipop in her mouth. Ding. You have successfully triggered the mission. Successfully confessed to Ling Ying. Mission time limit: 3 months. Mission punishment: level -2. Mission reward: unable to define level, instant shadow. Current favorability: 10. Lin Xian. As expected. This scumbag system would only trigger the mission when it saw a beautiful girl. Had the scumbag system leveled up or something? Previously, the mission was to tease young ladies, but now, it was all confessions. What was this supposed to do? Was he really going to become a scumbag? Cheat on multiple girls? But Lin Xian couldn't do that. However, the system's rewards made Lin Xian feel very tempted. Unable to define the level of a martial arts technique, what kind of situation was that? Moreover, this mission had a punishment. In other words, Lin Xian had to take down this Ling Ying. 2 levels. Missions with punishments would have a mission time limit of 3 months. 3 months to woo a goddess-level girl. Was that difficult? Lin Xian didn't know. But, why did Ling Ying have a favorability of 10 towards him? When did she have a favorable impression of him? Why? Lin Xian was dumbfounded. He hadn't even seen this person before. But, who was Ling Ying? Lin Xian only knew of Tianhua Academy's #1 beauty, Han Chuxue, but he had never seen her before. Based on this Ling Ying's looks, Lin Xian felt that she surpassed Lu Yufan and Yi Yi in certain aspects. Her looks were actually similar, with each having their own merits, but her aura was very strange. What's the matter? Lin Xian looked at Ling Ying and asked. Ling Ying's lips curled into a devilish grin, but the lollipop's grip dispelled most of that devilish grin. No, this kind of temperament is very impressive, but why are you sucking on a lollipop? Yes. You bullied my advanced class, so I want to represent the advanced class to punish you. Lin Xian. F***CK. Lin Xian has long been displeased with this Lin Xian. After beating the beginner class, he went to the intermediate class. After the intermediate class, he went to the advanced class. Although he is strong, now that Ling Ying is here, he is dead for sure. Cripple him. Goddess, cripple him. In an instant, those who were previously afraid of Lin Xian were emboldened by Ling Ying's appearance. They cheered for Ling Ying in various ways, supporting her in punishing Lin Xian. These people might be jealous that Lin Xian had a beauty as his companion, or that Lin Xian had reached the arcane body realm at such a young age. Or perhaps they really did not like him. They wanted someone to beat up Lin Xian so that they could vent their anger. At this moment, Lu Yufan stood in front of Lin Xian and said, "Senior Ling Ying, Lin Xian did not do it on purpose. He did it for me. I hope you can let him go." Yi Yi also walked over. They knew all too well what Ling Ying represented. She represented the top martial artists in the Sky Martial Court and even the top martial artists in Tianhua City. Of course, she was one of them. Of course, Ling Ying was not looking for trouble. She did not have that much free time. The so-called standing up for the advanced class was just a pretense. She did not like to do such things. She just wanted to see if Lin Xian's cultivation was really at the one-star arcane body realm. Or perhaps, he had some other trump cards. This was because Lin Xian had indeed piqued her interest. She had been interested since the first time she saw him. However, she did not expect him to reach the arcane body realm in the blink of an eye. Even if he took drugs, he could not be that fast, right? Coupled with the rumors that Lin Xian was a good-for-nothing, Ling Ying felt that he must be hiding something. It was easy for a person to reach a high level in a very short period of time. However, it was impossible for a person to reach a high level in such a short period of time and have such strong combat ability at the same time. Therefore, Ling Ying felt that Lin Xian was a good-for-nothing from the beginning. He was pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. He was definitely not acting like this because he wanted to keep a low profile. There must be a reason. Therefore, she was curious. Perhaps, he was a genius. Lin Xian asked Lu Yufan in a low voice in front of Ling Ying, "Who's Ling Ying?" He really did not know this name. He might have heard of it before, but he had never paid attention to it. Ling Ying was slightly stunned when she heard Lin Xian's question. Then, the corners of her mouth curled up slightly. Interesting. Lu Yufan was stunned for a moment before she replied in a low voice, "The second most beautiful woman in the Sky Martial Court, second only to senior sister Han Chushue. However, in terms of appearance, she doesn't lose to her at all. Moreover, she's the most outstanding person in the Sky Martial Court. She's probably at the Arcane Body Realm 5 stars now." Lin Xian. That's right. Lin Xian had checked her cultivation base. She was indeed at the Arcane Body Realm 5 stars. Moreover, she had two attributes. Shadow and Wind attributes. The combination of these two attributes could be said to be terrifying. It was the combination of two attributes that matched each other perfectly. Lin Xian even felt that it was too fake for her to only be at the Arcane Body Realm 5 stars. This woman must be very lazy. Otherwise, she would probably be at the Arcane Heaven Realm. That's right. Ling Ying was indeed very lazy. She could not be compared to Han Chushue and Qin Xiaotian. They were all immersed in the realm of demonic beasts. However, Ling Ying preferred to do whatever she wanted. In terms of monstrous talent, she should be very abnormal. There was a difference of 4 levels between the Arcane Body Realm 5 stars and the Arcane Body Realm 1 star. It might seem like it was only 4 levels, but the difference was like heaven and earth. Lin Xian could make up for it with powerful martial techniques and attribute exchanges. However, no matter how much he made up for it, he would not be a match for a 5 stars. The Arcane Body Realm 5 stars. The Nether Flame Lion they encountered earlier should be at the Arcane Body Realm. However, it should be around the 8 stars or 9 stars. That was even more terrifying. Ling Ying bit down on the lollipop with a crunch. Then, she looked at Lu Yufan and said, "You don't have to care about this matter. You can't care about it." After saying that, she looked at Lin Xian and said, "I'll give you a chance. Let's go to the tournament stage and compete." Damn it. This was the Arcane Body Realm 5 stars. Wouldn't he be asking for a beating if he went? No. I can't beat her. Lin Xian said straightforwardly and frankly. When the surrounding people heard Lin Xian's words, they all vomited blood. Damn it. Wasn't he very arrogant just now? No matter what, he wouldn't admit defeat? But why did he admit defeat just like that? Ling Ying was also stunned. She thought that Lin Xian would say something like, "You think you're amazing just because you're strong." However, Lin Xian clearly did not follow the script. "Then let's fight here." Ling Ying coldly snorted. Swish, In the next moment, Lin Xian hid behind Lu Yufan and Yi Yi and said, "Let me tell you. If you dare to make a move and hurt the two of them, let's see how you explain it." Everyone, Ling Ying was dumbfounded. Ding. A man hiding behind a woman and using a big sister as a shield is the behavior of a scumbag. The situation is vile. Scumbag value plus 150,000. Lin Xian. Damn it, this works too. Chapter 83. Ling Ying and Lin Xian had never interacted before. The only time they had interacted before was when he challenged the intermediate class students. Hence, she did not know how shameless Lin Xian was. But now, she knew. This B** hid behind a woman and said that if they wanted to beat him, they would have to beat up the innocent Lu Yufan and Yi Yi. This, Ling Ying had experienced Lin Xian's shamelessness and she was convinced. A grown man hiding behind a woman. Aren't you embarrassed? Ling Ying glanced at Lin Xian behind Lu Yufan and said coldly, "Why would I be embarrassed? You don't say, this girl's back is really comfortable. There's even a faint fragrance coming from her. It smells really good." Ling Ying, ding, detected extreme displeasure from this young lady. Scumbag value plus 30,000. That's right, Ling Ying was extremely displeased. She was about to go crazy. This Lin Xian could actually say shameless so naturally. There was no one else like him. Then I'll tell the entire Sky Martial Court, and even all the students in Tianhua Academy, that you, Lin Xian, are a coward. Lin Xian shrugged and said nonchalantly, "Sure. Why don't I give you my phone number and you expose it to them and let them bombard me with calls?" Ling Ying. Phew, Ling Ying took a deep breath. She was really worried that she would not be able to control herself and kill Lin Xian. Lu Yufan and Yi Yi did not know what to do. They could only stand in front of Lin Xian. If they were given a choice, they would still choose to protect Lin Xian. Then don't blame me for bullying you. Qing Ying then walked towards Lin Xian step by step. Lin Xian instinctively wanted to dodge, but he was shocked to find that he couldn't move. Let alone Lin Xian, even Lu Yufan and Yi Yi found themselves unable to move. Lin Xian suddenly realized something. This Qing Ying was of the shadow attribute, and the shadow attribute was one of the most mysterious attributes. In Lin Xian's impression, the shadow attribute was able to move like a ghost in the darkness. In the darkness, it was even able to teleport like the spatial attribute. But this was only possible in the darkness. In the darkness, the shadow attribute and the darkness became one. Therefore, when facing a shadow attribute martial artist in the darkness, the shadow attribute was almost invincible. However, Lin Xian had forgotten one thing. It was not without reason that the shadow element was known as the strongest element under the time and space element. This was because the shadow element was not only useful in the dark. For example, the reason why he couldn't move right now was because of the shadow attribute's martial skill, fixed shadow. Their shadows were nailed to the ground, causing their bodies to be unable to move. Moreover, it was released without a trace. Who could withstand this? Lin Xian didn't even know how to break free from this control. Then, he watched as Ling Ying walked to his side. It's over. This time, wouldn't he be at the mercy of others? Senior sister, I'll compete with you. I'll go to the stage with you. Lin Xian hurriedly said. Damn it, it would be fine if they just fought when the time came. But if Ling Ying really attacked him now, wouldn't he be beaten to death? Thinking about it, this Ling Ying shouldn't be so heavy-handed with his favorability of 10, right? At the same time, because of this experience, Lin Xian realized that there were too many things in this world that he didn't know. For example, he had never encountered the shadow attribute before. Today, he met Ling Ying. Perhaps he would be fine, but if he met a shadow attribute martial artist in the future who also knew the same martial skill, what would he do? Then, could he only be controlled here and wait for death? But in this world, there was no such thing as absolute invincibility. Even time and space weren't absolutely invincible. It was just that, for the time being, he didn't know how to restrain time and space, but there was definitely no such thing as an invincible existence. Therefore, there must be a way to break the shadow attribute's shadow fixation. And this method didn't only require a high level of cultivation. Oh, have you thought it through? Ling Ying took out a dagger out of nowhere and slid it against Lin Xian's cheek. The cold sensation made Lin Xian's heart feel a little uncomfortable. The most powerful part of shadow fixation was that it was similar to the acupuncture points in wuxia movies. One could only breathe, move one's eyes, mouth, limbs, or even turn one's neck. I've thought it through. In the next second, Lin Xian was able to move. Lu Yufan and the rest were also able to move. Then let's go. As she spoke, Ling Ying took out a lollipop and unwrapped it as she walked towards the stage. Lin Xian. Lu Yufan looked at Lin Xian worriedly. Now that her favorability towards Lin Xian had reached 50, and Lin Xian was only like this because of her, she was very worried, very guilty, and very concerned. Lin Xian smiled and said, "Don't worry, I'm just going to play a few rounds with her. After the fight, it'll be over." But Senior Ling Ying is very powerful, and she can be very heavy-handed sometimes. Yi said worriedly. Oh, what do you mean? Lin Xian raised his eyebrows curiously. Previously, someone spread the rumor that Senior Ling Ying is a lesbian. The next day, Senior Ling Ying broke all 4 of his limbs in front of the academy's teachers. He lay on the ground for a long time, just like how you beat up Jiang Tianhao today. Lin Xian, hey, come quickly. Ling Ying saw that Lin Xian still hadn't moved, so she urged him again. Coming. Lin Xian shouted, then said, "Don't worry, at most I'll be hit a few times, because I didn't provoke her. She definitely won't hit me too hard, right? Don't worry." With that, Lin Xian followed. The main thing was that he could run, but he couldn't. Ling Ying's shadow fixation ability was too buggy. The surrounding people hurriedly followed. They couldn't wait to see Lin Xian get beaten up. They'd been dreaming of this for a long, long time. Then, one person after another failed. In the end, they didn't expect that an expert like Ling Ying would have to step in. Lin Xian, on the other hand, wasn't nervous at all. He chased after Ling Ying as if they were good friends and asked, "Senior sister, what you used just now was the shadow attribute's fixed image martial skill, right?" Ling Ying was a little confused. She wanted to beat him up, but why did this Lin Xian seem to be very familiar with her, and their relationship seemed to be quite good? The reason why Lin Xian was so relaxed was because he could see Ling Ying's favorability towards him. Wasn't this the greatest guarantee of safety? Big bro, I want to beat you up. Can't you show a fearful expression as if you're about to be beaten up by an expert? Ling Ying glanced at Lin Xian, and couldn't help but ridicule him. She was even going a little crazy. What kind of demon was this Lin Xian? Lin Xian nodded, with an innocent look. "I know, but this doesn't conflict with me asking Senior some questions, right?" Ling Ying. Really? She didn't know how many years it had been since she lost her composure, but this Lin Xian's many simple actions made her confused. Chapter 84. Is Lin Xian pretending to be a fool, or is he really that naive? After thinking about it, Ling Ying would definitely choose the former. You want to know? I'll tell you after I cripple you. After saying that, Ling Ying walked up to the stage. At the same time, she took out her phone and dialed a number. Lin Xian was listening to her. "Hey, are you in the Sky Martial Court? If you're here, come and watch my battle." Lin Xian. Is she inviting me? The person on the other end of the phone was silent for a moment. Then she said, "Not interested." Then she hung up. Boring woman. Ling Ying then turned around to look at Lin Xian. Meanwhile, the students on the stage gathered around the spectator seats. "Goddess, beat him up. Show off our advanced class's might. Beat Lin Xian up. Cripple his penis." Lin Xian staggered. Who the F***CK is the person who said she was going to cripple my penis? Cough cough. Lin Xian coughed dryly. Then he looked at Ling Ying and asked, "Senior sister, since you asked me to come to the stage, you want to have a good fight and not just beat me up. So, let's go with a battle, right? Ling Ying shook her head. The corners of her lips curled up as she said, "You're thinking too much. I'm just going to beat you up. The reason I came to the stage is so that everyone can watch you get beaten up." Lin Xian. Ugh. He did not believe it. He did not believe that Ling Ying would be so heartless when she only had 10 favorability points. However, he had also heard that Ling Ying did not play by the rules at all. Moreover, her words and actions did seem to fit the rules. When Ling Ying saw Lin Xian's expression, she actually felt very pleased. He did not know why she felt so pleased. It was the same feeling as when he ridiculed Han Chushue. "Senior sister, I think you should reconsider. It's fine if you stand up for the advanced class and beat me up, but if word gets out that you, a top expert of the advanced class, are going to deal with a martial artist from the beginner class, wouldn't you become a joke? Therefore, I suggest that you fight me with the strength of 1 star of the arcane body realm. How about it? What a coincidence. I'm not afraid of being laughed at." Lin Xian. At this time, Ling Ying stretched out her hand and the dagger from before appeared in her hand. Hey, let's not use spirit tools, okay? Swords have no eyes," Lin Xian said hurriedly. Just as he finished speaking, Ling Ying turned into a gust of wind and rushed over. F***CK. The dragon rain sword instantly appeared in Lin Xian's hand. Bang! The extreme reaction caused the 2 spirit weapons to collide, but this Ling Ying's speed was too abnormal. She hadn't even used her elemental powers, yet she was already so fast. Was this a result of the suppression of her realm? No. Lin Xian felt that it wasn't. Realm was one thing, but it seemed like her speed was extremely fast. Lin Xian's advantage was that he used a sword, so his attack range was longer and his strength was greater. However, Ling Ying's advantage was that her dagger was too fast. Coupled with her innate speed, Lin Xian's advantage was completely nullified. However, if it was purely a competition of combat strength, as long as Ling Ying didn't use her full strength, Lin Xian could still hold his own. F***CK. So fast. This Lin Xian's speed isn't slow either. But didn't you guys realize that Lin Xian is being completely suppressed? Moreover, Ling Ying is basically playing house. If she used a bit more strength, Lin Xian would have been crippled long ago. Let's wait and see how Lin Xian gets beaten up. After exchanging blows with Lin Xian, Ling Ying confirmed one thing. This Lin Xian's combat experience had reached her level, which meant that he was an expert. Some people might have a high realm, but they didn't know how to fight, or they only had half-baked combat skills. Under the same realm, such people would be instantly killed. However, if a person's sword skills or combat skills were extremely strong, this aspect could make up for the difference in realm. "He's indeed not ordinary," Ling Ying exclaimed in her heart. Therefore, what she needed to do next was very simple. That was to trick Lin Xian into revealing his true realm. Either he was at the arcane body 1-star realm, or he was even more powerful. Lin Xian had actually guessed Ling Ying's thoughts. If she really wanted to suppress Lin Xian for the sake of the reputation of the advanced class, there was no need for her to come to the stage. Furthermore, there was no need for her to go through so much trouble to fight him. She could have just fixed him on the spot and beat him up. How simple was that? Therefore, Lin Xian knew that Ling Ying had other motives. However, he really didn't have any trump cards left. As for his realm, it was really that high. However, as long as he was given time, he could turn the tables and beat up Ling Ying. Lin Xian believed that he could do it. Whoosh! Ling Ying's attacks, which left people unable to catch their breaths, also made Lin Xian feel great pressure. This Ling Ying was very powerful. Very powerful. However, the reason why she was suppressing Lin Xian was because of her level. In Lin Xian's opinion, even if this Ling Ying was powerful, if they were at the same realm, it was hard to say who would win. Of course, the premise was that she didn't have that kind of abnormal fixing ability. However, Ling Ying actually took the initiative to open up a distance. Lin Xian didn't know what she wanted to do. He only knew that this woman definitely didn't have good intentions. Wind of 3 lives. A strong wind was released. The wind was so strong that the spectators couldn't even open their eyes. Lin Xian was at the arcane body realm, so he could still do it for now. In front of him, 3 tornadoes rushed toward him at an extremely fast speed. Perhaps this martial skill didn't have much killing power, but its strength was still not weak. What should he do? Lin Xian was thinking of a way to deal with it. In the end, only the 5 lightning constellation could withstand it. However, the 5 lightning constellation was an Earth-grade martial skill. Lin Xian had never used it in the Sky Martial Court. Now that his level was exposed, he didn't want to use this Earth-grade martial skill. Qin Shaotian would return at some point. When he did, it would be time for Lin Xian to fight him head-on. To be honest, Lin Xian still couldn't defeat him. Therefore, Lin Xian had to complete these few triggered missions as soon as possible. Regardless of whether it was a martial skill or something else, it would be a great improvement for him. It might even become his trump card in the future. A trump card that others didn't know about. Attribute exchange, strength, agility, defense. Lin Xian exchanged for these 3 attributes without hesitation. After weighing the pros and cons, he didn't choose to use the 5 lightning constellation in the end. This was because he suddenly realized that Ling Ying wasn't his opponent. There was no conflict between them. In fact, Ling Ying's favorability towards him was still positive. What reason did he have to use the 5 lightning constellation? Sizzle. Purple lightning lingered around Lin Xian's body. With the increase in his strength and the power of the purple lightning, Lin Xian felt that he could withstand Ling Ying's martial skill, which wasn't very destructive. Although the lightning wasn't released by the 5 lightning constellation, his strength was still there. In a certain aspect, the wind element restrained the lightning element because the wind element was faster. However, in a collision of strength, it was definitely not the case. Chapter 85. The lightning collided with the hurricane. The purple lightning was like a rapidly growing vine, quickly entangling the hurricane. Then, the power of the lightning prevented the hurricane from continuing to attack Lin Xian. Ling Ying naturally knew the severity of her attacks. She could injure Lin Xian, but she definitely wouldn't injure him too severely. This was evident from the battle technique she had unleashed. However, she was going to force Lin Xian to reveal his true strength. Because she was too curious. He was clearly very powerful, but why would he pretend to be a piece of trash? And why would he pretend for so many years? It was very strange. But there had to be a reason. But now, he had attacked in such a high-profile manner. Did this mean that the thing he was worried about was gone? She wasn't being nosy. Rather, it was a very normal thought process. She felt that Lin Xian was very powerful. Regardless of whether it was his temperament or anything else, this was a type of admiration. It was the same as Xiao Runing back then. Because Lin Xian was worthy of their admiration, they would pay attention to him. And when a girl started to become curious about a man, it was the prelude to her falling for him. So why was Ling Ying so sure that Lin Xian was only pretending? That was because his battle prowess was too strong. How could a piece of trash like him possess such powerful battle prowess if he couldn't cultivate? Did he simply go and learn? She felt that the possibility was too low. Ling Ying's thoughts were indeed correct. However, she would never have guessed that Lin Xian's battle prowess was actually brought over from Earth in his past life. Although Lin Xian also couldn't cultivate on Earth, he was very hardworking. Dongfang Shui taught him battle every day, so Lin Xian definitely had battle prowess. The hurricane was struck by the power of the lightning and then slowly dissipated. Although it still came into contact with Lin Xian in the end, it was blocked by Lin Xian. After all, he had also exchanged for attribute points. Logically speaking, his purple lightning shouldn't be able to nullify my wind of 3 lifetimes. However, the intensity of the lightning just now was able to do so. It should be because he has some kind of martial technique that can raise his attributes, and the increase isn't small either. This shouldn't be a weak martial skill. Ling Ying muttered to himself. Senior sister, can I admit defeat? I'll let you hit me, I won't resist. If I can't beat him, then why should I fight? Lin Xian felt that he really couldn't beat him. No. After saying that, dozens of daggers appeared in front of Ling Ying. It was unknown whether these daggers were illusions or real daggers, but they floated around Ling Ying's body and pointed at Lin Xian. Lin Xian. So, in the next instant, dozens of daggers flew towards Lin Xian at the same time. If he was hit, wouldn't he be pierced into a sieve? F***CK. This is going to kill me. Fortunately, Lin Xian had exchanged for the agility attribute, and his figure dashed to the side. Bang, bang, bang. Those daggers missed their target and fell to the ground, instantly turning into foggy shadows. Thinking about it, those were illusions. His speed is very fast, but his aura is only at the arcane body realm 1 star. Could this be his true realm? Let's try again. Thinking of this, Ling Ying charged towards Lin Xian again. This time, she released her wind attribute power. At the same time, Lin Xian realized that he had no chance of dodging at all. He was directly sucked into a hurricane. Rip, every stream of air in that hurricane was like a sharp sword. When it came into contact with Lin Xian's clothes, it directly tore apart. In a short period of time, his clothes became the clothes of a beggar. As expected, when facing an expert, especially an expert who was several realms higher, he really had no way of resisting. He just didn't know if he could use an Earth rank martial skill. Therefore, rank was indeed a very, very important thing. Actually, if the opponent was a relatively ordinary martial artist, Lin Xian felt that it might not be too difficult. However, Ling Ying's various abilities were too outstanding. Lin Xian even felt that he couldn't compare to her in many aspects. He didn't even use his powerful martial skill, so how could he resist? Ling Ying charged over, aiming for Lin Xian's arm. Rip, Lin Xian was too lazy to dodge. Originally, this attack would have left a deep gash on Lin Xian's arm, but Ling Ying suddenly realized that it was indifferent. She quickly withdrew her strength, and this only scratched Lin Xian's clothes. Seeing this scene, Lin Xian's lips curled up. As expected, she didn't even want to hurt him. Ah! I'm dead. In the next second, Lin Xian clutched his chest and lay on the ground. Everyone. The hell? Could this acting be any more fake? Ling Ying, who had landed on the ground, twitched the corner of her mouth. All right. She lost. She really couldn't bring herself to hurt someone who had no enmity with her for no reason. Furthermore, she didn't manage to get anything out of Lin Xian. She felt that there wasn't much of a need to continue beating him. All right, this fight is boring. I'm not going to fight anymore. The dagger in Ling Ying's hand disappeared as she helplessly said this. Then, she peeled off the wrapper of the lollipop and skillfully put it into her mouth. Everyone, didn't she say that she wanted to beat up Lin Xian? No matter what, she should have hurt him, right? But now, Lin Xian's greatest loss was his clothes. Hee. Lin Xian stood up from the ground and patted the dust off his body. He smiled at Ling Ying and said, "Senior, thank you for going easy on me. It's just that I saw Miss Xiao." As Ling Ying finished speaking, he stepped down from the battle stage. Lin Xian looked over and saw that at some unknown time, Xiao Runing had actually appeared in the corner of the battle stage. Ling Ying walked over and said a few words to Xiao Runing before walking away. Then, Lin Xian walked over. "AI, this is boring." Miss Xiao came at the crucial moment. If Miss Xiao didn't come, Lin Xian would have been beaten to a pulp. That's not right. Ling Ying stopped just now. She didn't want to hurt Lin Xian. What? Definitely. And with Ling Ying's strength, it's too easy for her to hurt Lin Xian. Then you mean... Don't tell me Lin Xian knows Ling Ying. If they know each other, why did Ling Ying say that she would stand up for the advanced class? Acting? There's no need for that. She didn't have to stand up for the advanced class. Everyone was puzzled. However, Lin Xian became even more mysterious in everyone's eyes. Even the devil incarnate, Ling Ying, who did as she pleased, was unwilling to hurt him. This would soon become a hot topic in the Sky Martial Court. Another hot topic was Lin Xian's cultivation base, including the fact that he had injured Jiang Tianhao. Miss Xiao. Lin Xian scratched his head as he stood in front of Xiao Runing. Xiao Runing was speechless. Lin Xian's ability to stir up trouble was too terrifying. Do you know what you've done wrong? Lu Yufan and Yi Yi hurriedly ran over. Lu Yufan hastily said, Miss Xiao, Lin Xian was helping me. Xiao Runing raised her hand to interrupt her. Then, she looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian nodded. I know. Xiao Runing said, the Academy doesn't care what your reason is or who's in the wrong. It's a fact that you violated the Sky Martial Court's rules. Under normal circumstances, you should have been taken away to receive your punishment. I've protected you, but I can only delay it for a while. The leaders are already discussing your punishment when they hear about this. They'll decide on the punishment after I bring you out of the trial. Xiao Runing paused for a moment before she said, I can't help you with this. It's been a long time since someone has seriously injured someone in the Sky Martial Court, so your punishment this time might not be light. Chapter 86. It was true that not many people dared to act recklessly in the Sky Martial Court. It was a rule that no one was allowed to injure others. Lin Xian had broken the rule and was supposed to be taken away to receive punishment. However, Xiao Runing had stopped them on his behalf. Until now, no one from the Academy had stepped in. However, the punishment was unavoidable. Lin Xian had thought of this when he injured Jiang Tianhao. However, he did not regret it. Miss Xiao, what's the punishment? Xiao Runing said, the person who made the same mistake as you last time was expelled. Lin Xian. Being expelled from the Sky Martial Court was different from being expelled from Earth. There were many consequences to being expelled from the Sky Martial Court. One of them was not being protected by the three major forces. In other words, if Lin Xian was hunted down by the Evil Fiend Temple one day, even if the Sacred Temple, the Enforcement Union, and the Bounty Hunter Guild could help him, they would not choose to save him. This was the price to pay. Such a person would definitely become a target of the Evil Fiend Temple. Moreover, he would not be able to use his ID card. He would not be able to book a room, take a car, or get a loan. Therefore, being expelled was not an option for anyone. The price was too high. Being expelled was the same as being released from prison on Earth. Moreover, Lin Xian did not want to be expelled because Linya would be sad. But you won't just be expelled, Xiao Runing said as she looked at Lin Xian. Because no one has made a mistake for a long time, right? Xiao Runing nodded. That's right. That's why the Academy wants to punish the chicken to warn the monkey. It's not their fault. It's your own fault. Lin Xian said, I know. I'll accept the punishment no matter what it is. Xiao Runing did not say anything. In fact, other than the fact that Lin Xian was a troublemaker, Xiao Runing trusted him. I'll try my best to reduce the punishment. Also, you don't have to go to the trial. No, wouldn't it be a loss if I don't go? Of course I'll go. The day after tomorrow, right? Xiao Runing nodded her head. Actually it doesn't matter if you don't go. I didn't expect you to be a one-star arcane body realm martial artist. I'm very surprised. Xiao Runing was indeed shocked. From the beginning when he was only at the Qi building realm, Lin Xian had slowly revealed his strength. Now, he was at the arcane body realm, 1 star. This truly shocked her. Lin Xian scratched his head and smiled embarrassedly. Well, would you believe me if I said that I just leveled up to this level in the past few days? What do you think? Xiao Runing rolled her eyes at Lin Xian and said, Prepare well. I feel that your punishment might have something to do with the monstrous beast domain and should be accompanied by danger. When the time comes, if it is too dangerous, you should withdraw from the Tianhua Academy. I will plead for leniency on your behalf and reduce the price of expulsion. Lin Xian laughed. No need, no matter what the punishment is, I will accept it. However, Miss Xiao, that Jiang Tianhao wanted to kill me first. I know, what's going on between you and Ling Ying? Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders and said, "She confessed to me and I didn't agree. Then, she wanted to fight with me and said that if she won, I would have to agree to be her boyfriend. Don't you think she's crazy?" You think so too, right? No, I just think that your daydream is too good. Lin Xian, I'm going to keep an eye on the Jiang family. You're on your own now. And goodbye, Ning Ning. Xiao Runing stumbled and turned her head to glare at Lin Xian. You want to talk more? You should think about how to deal with the punishment first. Then, she walked away. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders. He didn't really care. Wasn't the so-called punishment just a training exercise in his eyes? Then why treat it as a punishment? Lu Yufan and Yi Yi stared at each other. What did they hear? Lin Xian called Xiao Runing Ning Ning. Lin Xian, you called Miss Xiao? Yi Yi asked in surprise. Oh, nothing. I have a good relationship with Miss Xiao. I was just calling her for fun. What did you think? Lin Xian said with a smile. No, nothing. Then what about the punishment? Lu Yufan bit her lip and said, Why don't I tell my family and have them come to the school to plead for leniency with the leaders? Lin Xian shook his head. It's no use. The school is a very special place. It belongs to the country. They aren't afraid of anything. Also, didn't you hear what Miss Xiao said? Killing the chicken to warn the monkey, so I won't be able to escape this time no matter what. I'm sorry. Lu Yufan lowered her head and said in a low voice, full of self-blame. Why are you apologizing? Lin Xian looked at her with a smile. He suddenly realized that this girl was actually quite cute. It's all my fault. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have. Lu Yufan was about to cry. Lin Xian laughed in his heart and said, Then how do you want to compensate me? I don't know. Lu Yufan sobbed and didn't raise her head. Why don't you give yourself to me? In their hearts, Lin Xian was just joking. Lu Yufan raised her head and wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes. Didn't you dislike this lady for having small breasts? Lin Xian then seriously thought about it. That's true, Lu Yufan. Now that the favorability was at 50, Lin Xian still felt that it was better not to do it for the time being. All right. Lin Xian rubbed Lu Yufan's little head and said, Let's go back. You don't have to feel burdened about what happened to me. I was the one who decided to heavily injure him. Also, he revealed his killing intent towards me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been so heavy-handed. Lu Yufan felt Lin Xian's actions and her little face immediately turned red. When the people around them saw this intimate action, they all opened their mouths wide. It can't be. This Lin Xian couldn't have really taken down Lu Yufan, right? Didn't he say that he wanted to chase Yi Yi? How did he manage to get her best friend? Envy, jealousy. All kinds of thoughts rose up in their hearts. Ding. Felt Lu Yufan's shyness. Scumbag man points plus 50,000. Ding. Lu Yufan's favorability towards you plus 5. Current favorability. 55. You can confess. Ding. Felt Yi Yi's displeasure. Scumbag man points plus 10,000. Lin Xian. What was going on? He rubbed Lu Yufan's little head and Yi Yi was displeased? Could it be that she also had some thoughts towards him? Jealousy from a woman? System, can you let me see Yi Yi's favorability? Lin Xian asked in his mind. No. You can only see favorability if you trigger the advanced confession mission. Then trigger it for me. Scumbag man system. Hey! Are you dead? Ding. Lightning punishment is about to descend. Please take back your previous words. Lin Xian. I'll take it back, I'll take it back. Damn. What kind of system was this? It felt like he was talking to a big sister with a temper. Chapter 87. Lin Xian retracted his hand and said, Let's go back. How should I thank you? Lu Yufan looked up at Lin Xian. Thank me. Nah. Lin Xian moved his face closer. Give me a kiss as a thank you. Go to hell. Lu Yufan blushed and cursed before pulling Yi Yi away. Lin Xian looked at their backs and shook his head inwardly. He looked at the time. He couldn't be bothered to stay at the academy any longer. There seemed to be a lot of things to do recently, so he left the academy and took a taxi to the Bounty Hunter Guild. This was the second time Lin Xian came to the Bounty Hunter Guild. Regardless of the time, there were too many people in the hall and outside. It was like a public square. Lin Xian pushed the door open as soon as he arrived at the Gale Mercenary Guild. Welcome to the Gale Mercenaries. It was Wang Chanqian's sweet voice again. Hi, two big sisters. Lin Xian greeted them sweetly. Miao Xiaomiao, who was sitting at the side and operating a computer, turned her head immediately. What are you doing here? Miao Xiaomiao glared at Lin Xian. Even so, she was quite happy. She didn't know why she would sometimes think of Lin Xian. There were only two people in the Gale Mercenaries Café, Wang Chanqian and Miao Xiaomiao. What am I doing here? I'm here to spank you. Lin Xian raised his hand as he spoke. Wang Chanqian's mouth opened slightly when she heard Lin Xian's words. This was the first time she had seen someone speak to Miao Xiaomiao like that. More importantly, Miao Xiaomiao didn't go berserk. But then again, she knew that Lin Xian had saved everyone in Deep Han Valley. Miao Xiaomiao's actions weren't strange at all. Don't you dare. Miao Xiaomiao glared cutely at Lin Xian again. You guys chat. I'll pour Lin Xian a cup of coffee. Do you want sugar? Wang Chanqian asked with a smile. Let me do it. Miao Xiaomiao snatched the cup from Wang Chanqian's hand. Oh. You made coffee for me? Lin Xian raised an eyebrow. He. Miao Xiaomiao smiled sweetly. Of course, my skills are also very good. After all, you're a guest and also our friend. As the leader of the Wind Mercenaries, of course I have the obligation to make you a cup of coffee. Wang Chanqian didn't know what to do. She just winked at Lin Xian. When Lin Xian saw Wang Chanqian's expression, he suddenly remembered what Chu Meng had said before. The last time someone disrespected Wang Chanqian, he had put knockout powder in that person's coffee. When Lin Xian saw Miao Xiaomiao's abnormal behavior, he felt that something was definitely wrong. Little girl, you're not even as tall as the workbench, yet you're learning how to make coffee. I want little Chanqian to make coffee for me. Get away. Miao Xiaomiao. Ding. Detected Miao Xiaomiao's resentment. Scumbag value plus 10,000. You're not allowed to call big sister Chanqian that. Miao Xiaomiao snorted. What do you mean by that? Lin Xian said. Miao Xiaomiao tried hard to control her urge to hit him. Too infuriating. Wang Chanqian smiled. It doesn't matter. Friends can call each other however they want. Then can I call you darling? Lin Xian looked at Wang Chanqian and grinned. I'll go make coffee for you. Then Wang Chanqian walked away. Humph. Miao Xiaomiao walked in front of Lin Xian and snorted arrogantly. Did you come here to fight? Lin Xian nodded. Of course, I'm still waiting for you to call me big brother. Humph. Miao Xiaomiao pouted. Let's go. I'll beat you until you cry. You're probably saying the opposite. Wang Chanqian said. Don't rush. Have a cup of coffee first. Grandpa will be here soon. Hearing Wang Chanqian's words, Miao Xiaomiao nodded. Okay then. Then she glanced at Lin Xian. I'll let you show off for a while longer. Then they sat at a table. Lin Xian leaned over to look at Miao Xiaomiao's computer. He realized that he couldn't understand anything at all. What are you doing? Miao Xiaomiao said proudly. Programming. Programming? What for? Wang Chanqian placed the coffee in front of Lin Xian and Miao Xiaomiao. Then she sat beside them and smiled. Lin Xian, you don't know. Many of the things in our Wind Mercenary group were actually made by Xiaomiao. For example, many of the programs on the computer. Even some of the small inventions you guys brought out before were designed by her and made by her. Lin Xian's mouth gaped open. Damn. This Miao Xiao Miao was unbelievable. Lin Xian thought that those things were technology that had already been developed by others and that they had bought them to use. Humph. Seeing Lin Xian's expression, Miao Xiao Miao felt especially good. What? Are you sincerely impressed by me now? Impressed. But no matter how impressed I am, you still have to call me Big Brother. Miao Xiao Miao gritted her teeth cutely. We'll talk about it after you win. Wang Chanqian smiled. For example, the wide-range infrared detection software that everyone uses was invented by Xiaomiao. Then it was popularized outside and was even patented for tens of millions. This little girl was indeed not ordinary. Then invent something for me, Lin Xian said with a smile. What is it? It's the kind of spray that makes a girl follow you and let you do whatever you want. Miao Xiao Miao, Wang Chanqian, hooligan. Bah. I want to invent a spray that makes you like men. Lin Xian. Wang Chanqian held back her laughter. Cough cough. Is everyone here? Lin Xian changed the topic. Everyone went to rest. Everyone is more or less injured. Also, the mission was completed well, so there's no need to go out for missions for now. As Miao Xiao Miao spoke, she suddenly thought of something and took out a card from her cute little bag that was about the size of a palm and placed it in front of Lin Xian. This is yours. The password is 100,200. This was the bonus that they had promised Lin Xian. Lin Xian accepted it without hesitation and asked, How much? 400,000. That much. Lin Xian gaped. It's okay. We earned 2 million from this mission, Miao Xiao Miao said. But you gave me 400,000 out of the 1,200,000. If we split the 800,000, everyone would only get a few 100,000 each. Everyone risked their lives for this. I can't take so much. Lin Xian said. Miao Xiao Miao looked at Lin Xian and said, But if it wasn't for you, everyone would be dead. So just take it. Then, okay. 400,000. Actually, it wasn't much in this society, but 400,000 was still a huge sum for normal people. Just then, an old man opened the door and walked in. Grandpa. Miao Xiao Miao called out sweetly. This was the first time Lin Xian heard her voice so sweet. Chapter 88. Miao Zhenghao nodded. Then, he looked at Lin Xian and smiled. You're here. Yeah. I just came. I talked to little Miao and the rest. Miao Zhenghao sat beside Lin Xian and patted Lin Xian's shoulder. Lin Xian, I haven't had the chance to thank you for saving everyone and little Miao. It's nothing. You're welcome. Miao Zhenghao shook his head. Miao Zhenghao shook his head. That's different. Little Miao is the only descendant of the Miao family. Her parents are very busy. Even when this happened, they only called to ask about it. They can't even come. If something happens to little Miao, we really don't know what to do. So I went out to do something just now and brought you something. Although it's insignificant compared to everyone's lives, I hope you can accept it. As he spoke, a secret manual appeared in Miao Zhenghao's hand and he placed it in front of Lin Xian. This is... Lin Xian opened it and glanced at it. It was a martial arts manual. On planet Aqua Blue, there were 2 ways to cultivate martial techniques. The first method was the vast majority of martial techniques. That was to directly imbue the martial technique into the martial artist's mind with the power of technology. Then, the martial artist would naturally be able to use the martial technique. For example, the martial techniques cultivated by the Sky Martial Court students were the same. Another example would be the 5 lightning constellation that was given to Lin Xian by the scumbag system and the 5 elemental arts that were rewarded after completing the mission. The second way was to learn. It was like reading a book. Once one completely understood how to use the martial arts, they would naturally be able to use it. The first way was convenient, while the second way was solid. The first way was easy to use. If one couldn't understand the second way, it meant that they wouldn't be able to use it. The advantage was naturally the second type. When you completely comprehended the martial technique and then released it, it would be easier to use and more powerful. For example, if a martial arts manual was instilled directly, the damage would increase by 100%. However, if one learned it bit by bit, the damage would increase by 150%. That was roughly how it worked. However, the second way was actually quite rare. Therefore, more people chose the former. As for the latter, only those martial arts techniques that had been passed down in their families would be cultivated this way. Miao Zhenghao took the coffee that Wang Qianqian poured for him and said with a smile, "I heard from little Miao that you're a lightning-type martial artist, so I asked an old friend for this martial arts book." Lin Xian flipped to the next page and froze. The martial skill's name was Heavenly Thunder Flash, and its grade was Earth Stage 5 stars. Earth Tier Martial Skill. This left Lin Xian flabbergasted. In his impression, other than the three major powers, only the great clans in Tianhua City would have Earth-tier martial skills. Furthermore, a great clan would basically only have one Earth-tier martial skill, which would be passed down from generation to generation and would never be revealed to outsiders. This was enough to show the rarity of Earth-tier martial skills. But today, Miao Zhenghao had given him an Earth-rank martial skill, and a 5-star one at that. How could this not shock Lin Xian? Was the Miao family a very powerful family? Lin Xian did not know, but if that was the case, why would they still be running a mercenary group? Heavenly Thunder Flash is a lightning-type long-range martial skill. It can condense the power of lightning and then release it through the circulation of the martial skill. If you fully comprehend it, it can triple the power. Miao Zhenghao took a sip of coffee and said to Lin Xian, "Isn't this too valuable?" To be honest, Lin Xian was very tempted. A lightning-type long-range martial skill. He could release the power of lightning to achieve the effect of a long-range attack, but the distance was limited. Furthermore, that was only the power of lightning. If the damage was 1, but if he released the Heavenly Thunder Flash, the damage would be 3. This was a completely different concept. A martial skill was a martial skill after all. If it was not strong, why would people worship it? Miao Zhenghao laughed heartily and said, "Compared to little Miao and everyone's lives, this is nothing, so just accept it." "Then, I won't be pretentious." Lin Xian chuckled and put away the Heavenly Thunder Flash martial skill. "Ha ha ha." Miao Zhenghao laughed, then said to Lin Xian, "From now on, you are a member of the Blast Mercenary Group. Everyone is a family, so don't hide anything. Tell everyone. If I can help, I will do my best." Thank you, Elder Miao. I heard that you and little Miao are going to PK. Miao Zhenghao asked. Lin Xian nodded. There is such a thing. Just in time. I have already made arrangements for the battle stage over there. I can watch the two of you fight. You can also educate little Miao. Grandpa, what do you mean by educating me? I should be the one educating him. Miao Xiao Miao said indignantly. Ha ha ha. Then Lin Xian, you can try it with little Miao. Okay. Lin Xian then stood up and finished his coffee in one gulp. Miao Xiao Miao followed suit and took a big gulp. She could not lose to him. Let's go. Miao Zhenghao then led them out of the coffee shop. He wanted to see how Lin Xian was doing. Miao Zhenghao had an idea of his own. The battle stage was actually inside the Bounty Hunter Guild. It was located on the 23rd floor. The entire floor was the battle stage, and the surrounding area was filled with spectators. Because of this, the 23rd floor was empty. There was no one there. Some people were just passing by to go to the higher floors. However, the higher floors were not accessible to ordinary people. I heard that the Bounty Hunter Guild requires special personnel to enter the 15th floor and above? Lin Xian said in surprise. This Miao Zhenghao did not seem to be ordinary. No, perhaps the Miao family was not ordinary. Lin Xian knew too little. He would have to ask the Miao family later. Miao Zhenghao smiled. Yes. I'm friends with the people here. So, it's not a problem for me to temporarily borrow the battle stage. So that's how it is. In any case, Lin Xian maintained his skeptical attitude. They opened the door and saw the battle stage. It was a huge battle stage that was about 1,000 square meters in size. The battle stage was only so big. There should be enough space for a few thousand people to watch. This was the first floor of the Bounty Hunter Guild. The entire place was a battle stage. Although it was many times smaller than a real battle stage, it was quite exaggerated for an indoor battle stage. Wang Qianqian had also arrived. The coffee shop was temporarily closed. Miao Zhenghao looked at Lin Xian and Miao Xiaomiao and said, "Don't go too far. Remember, don't use spiritual weapons. It's too easy to hurt your opponent. Also, you're at the same level. Control your strength well. It's easy to hurt your opponent." Lin Xian and Miao Xiaomiao nodded. Miao Zhenghao then said, "The battle stage is divided into 2 areas. You two will fight in the inner area. Whoever is kicked out of the inner area loses. How does that sound?" "Okay, then let's PK." Miao Xiaomiao said excitedly. She could not wait to beat up Lin Xian. Chapter 89. Lin Xian and Miao Xiaomiao walked into the arena and stood in the inner area. The inner area was not big, only about 300 square meters. After all, if the entire arena was their battle area, it would be too big and they would have to fight at a higher level. Let me make this clear. Don't cry when I beat you up. Lin Xian looked at Miao Xiaomiao and said, "Tisk, I'll make this clear too. Don't cry when I beat you up." Miao Xiaomiao did not back down. "Come on then." Both of their auras exploded at the same time. Lin Xian was currently at the Arcane Body Stage 1 star, but it was naturally unfair to fight Miao Xiaomiao with the strength of the Arcane Body Stage. Therefore, even if he lost, Lin Xian would at most display the strength of 10 stars of the Spirit Focus Stage. Both of their auras surged. Their hair and clothes danced wildly under their auras. The arena was filled with sand. Just their auras alone were enough to sweep up the sand around them. Swoosh swoosh. In the next moment, both of them moved at the same time and rushed towards each other. They did not use any martial arts techniques or elemental powers. They were purely using close combat to test each other's combat abilities. Miao Xiaomiao may be short, but her attacks were surprisingly sharp. Lin Xian had seen Miao Xiaomiao fight in the Deep Han Valley before, but she was limited to martial arts techniques and elemental powers. Wang Ba and the others were the ones fighting the beasts. Miao Xiaomiao was only responsible for watching and protecting everyone. So, this was the first time Lin Xian saw Miao Xiaomiao's true combat ability. She was very strong. So strong that it was beyond Lin Xian's imagination. Lin Xian did not even know that this little girl had lived for more than 10 years. She knew everything, her level was high, and her combat ability was so strong. Moreover, the sharpness of her attacks was like that of a real martial artist who roamed the beasts every day. It was not an exaggeration to say that Lin Xian felt that the sharpness of Miao Xiaomiao's attacks was not much worse than Ling Ying's. Was this possible? It was too shocking. Miao Zhenghao and Wang Qianqian stood on high ground and watched the battle. Both of their attacks were extremely fast, and neither of them gave the other a chance to breathe. It was as if whoever took a second to catch their breath would be defeated. "Grandpa Miao, who do you think will win?" Wang Qianqian asked curiously. Watching the battle, Miao Zhenghao chuckled. If he doesn't use his martial arts techniques, Lin Xian is still better than Little Miao. Little Miao accepted his inheritance, but she still can't beat Lin Xian? Wang Qianqian revealed a surprised expression. Miao Zhenghao nodded. After all, Little Miao hasn't fought as many times as Wang Ba and the others. But I'm already very satisfied with this level. As for Lin Xian, Miao Zhenghao looked at the battle on the field and muttered, "Very unusual. This is definitely not a young man who can be trained in the academy. Furthermore, His fist techniques and body movements are all things that I have never seen before. This young man is very unique. When the time comes and we see how he develops, perhaps he can. Miao Zhenghao did not finish his sentence. Grandpa Miao, are you saying that Lin Xian often trains himself in the demonic beast domain? Miao Zhenghao nodded. Perhaps. His combat ability is very strong, and it's not some mediocre martial arts. This must be the result of years of battle training. That's why I have high hopes for this young man. Then Lin Xian will definitely win this round. Miao Zhenghao shook his head. Not necessarily. If little Miao doesn't use her martial arts techniques, she probably won't be Lin Xian's opponent. But if she uses her martial arts techniques, little Miao has a higher chance of winning. Let's continue watching. Miao Zhenghao was very clear about his granddaughter's abilities. Miao Xiaomiao did not boast. She was able to easily defeat a spirit-focused realm cultivator when she was only a 9-star. That was not a boast, but a fact. Lin Xian and Miao Xiaomiao had been exchanging punches and kicks, but until now, neither of them had actually managed to land a hit on the other. Both Miao Xiaomiao and Lin Xian were very surprised. However, Lin Xian was still a level higher. He took advantage of Miao Xiaomiao's leap and kick to twist his body. The two of them brushed past each other, and at the same time, Lin Xian reached out his hand. Slap. The crisp sound traveled quite far. This Lin Xian. Little Miao is still a child, and he actually... Wang Chanqian's pretty face was filled with shame and anger. He actually hit Miao Xiaomiao's butt. Miao Zhenghao did not get angry because of this. Instead, he revealed a hearty smile, as if he was watching a good show. Ha ha ha. They're from the younger generation after all. Let them play however they want. However, little Miao has lost completely in this move. If Lin Xian had been willing just now, little Miao would have died in a real battle. Miao Zhenghao's face became serious again as he said, in a battle, one of the biggest taboos is to be in the air. Sometimes it can be very effective, but most of the time, when the body is in the air, it has the most flaws. Lin Xian did this very well. Little Miao's battle experience is still not as good as his. At this moment, Miao Xiaomiao landed on the ground and felt a burning pain in her butt. Her little face was so red that it looked like it was about to bleed. She was embarrassed and angry. Miao Xiaomiao pointed at Lin Xian. You. After a few seconds, she could only say, you. I what? Lin Xian felt that he had used too much strength just now. Even his palm was a bit sore, so what about Miao Xiaomiao's butt? Ding. Successfully hit Miao Xiaomiao's butt. Scumbag man value plus 500000. Ding. Felt Miao Xiaomiao's embarrassment. Scumbag man value plus 20,000. Ding. Felt Miao Xiaomiao's anger. Scumbag man value plus 10,000. Ding. Miao Xiaomiao's favorability towards you minus 10. Ding. Miao Xiaomiao's favorability towards you plus 10. Lin Xian. In an instant, his scumbag man value increased by more than 500,000. But to Lin Xian right now, 500,000 was really not enough. Even 5 million was a small number. But what the hell was this? How did her favorability increase back after decreasing by 10? This was why it was said that a woman's heart was like a needle at the bottom of the sea. Who would know what they were thinking? Just you wait. Just you wait. Wind exploded around Miao Xiaomiao's delicate body. Hey. Don't blow so hard. This is a sand arena, there's a lot of dust. Lin Xian looked at the dust in front of him and his mouth was wide open. Why did they have to fight in a dusty arena? Once the wind element was released, it was like a sandstorm. That's right, at this moment, Lin Xian could not see Miao Xiaomiao's figure clearly. The wind element exploded and dust filled the air. But the visual effect of this scene made Lin Xian feel that Miao Xiaomiao was very powerful. Whirlwind scattered clouds. Miao Xiaomiao's delicate shout came from the front. Then, Lin Xian felt a gust of wind blowing towards him. Every gust of wind was as sharp as a sword's aura. It was very strong. In terms of killing power, it was much stronger than Ling Ying's move. This is probably close to the power of an Earth rank skill. An Earth rank skill was very strong. It could also be seen that Miao Xiaomiao was a little angry after being hit by Lin Xian. Chapter 90. Exchange Attribute, Defense. Lin Xian did not hesitate to use 50,000 scumbag points to exchange for a double defense attribute. Previously, Lin Xian might not have been willing to use 50,000 scumbag points, but now, after hitting this girl's butt, he had 500,000 scumbag points. So, it was actually relatively easy to obtain scumbag points. Lin Xian did not cherish it too much. Then, Lin Xian released his aura to block Miao Xiaomiao's attack. Although his defensive aura seemed to be at the spirit condensation realm, it was still at the spirit condensation realm. However, with the double defense from the system, his defensive power also doubled. Not only did Lin Xian's physical strength temporarily double, but his physical strength also doubled. Oh! Xiao Miao's Whirlwind is an Earth rank 1-star skill. This kid. Miao Zhenghao saw that Lin Xian did not choose to fight with his skill. Logically speaking, if they used a Thunder attribute skill, Lin Xian would definitely win. However, he did not choose to do so. Instead, he chose to defend. He was passively taking a beating. An Earth rank 1-star skill could be defended against at the same level, but he would definitely be injured. Lin Xian could feel the power surging toward him. The destructive power of the wind element was not weak at all. However, Lin Xian could still block it with his double defense. Why did he not choose to use the 5 Thunder Celestial phenomenon? Simple, it consumed too much spiritual energy. For example, Miao Xiaomiao's skill would consume a lot of spiritual energy. When a lot of spiritual energy was consumed, it would be very dangerous. After the dust settled, Lin Xian stood there unscathed. He calmly patted the dust off his body and even blew on it. Miao Xiaomiao frowned when she saw this. How did he block it? She did not feel Lin Xian using any skill. Miao Zhenghao's eyes flashed. What a strong defense. What skill did he use to increase his defense? Humph. You're pissing me off. Miao Xiaomiao's beautiful face froze. Then, she turned into a ray of light and rushed towards Lin Xian. That's right, she did not want to lose. He wanted to face Lin Xian head-on. But this time, Miao Xiaomiao's speed was so fast that even Lin Xian was dazzled. It should be a wind attribute movement technique. And its grade isn't low. Lin Xian felt Miao Xiaomiao's speed and quickly made a judgment. Miao Xiaomiao's speed had more than doubled under the enhancement of the movement technique. Even if it had not reached the level of an Earth-grade martial technique, it was still a high-grade profound-grade martial technique. This Miao family is indeed not simple. All sorts of high-level martial skills. Speed Shadow. The Speed Shadow could increase Lin Xian's movement speed by 20%. It didn't seem like much, but on this basis, Lin Xian once again used the scum points to exchange for agility, increasing it by 100%. Lin Xian's speed increase wasn't any slower than Miao Xiaomiao's. So fast. Miao Xiaomiao was also shocked. She was of the wind element. She was so fast because of her martial arts and wind element, so she was very fast. But Lin Xian was of the lightning element. How could he be so fast? Was it also a movement technique? But weren't movement techniques usually only wind element martial artists able to use? Didn't they usually rely on the wind element to activate it? What an interesting young man. Miao Zhenghao was also getting more and more interested in Lin Xian. On the stage, the figures of the two were like 2 rays of light. Every time they collided, it looked like 2 rays of light colliding with each other. Then, there would be another collision. In 1 second, they might even collide several times. One could imagine how fast the two of them were. But the wind element was still the wind element. In addition to the upgrade of her martial arts, Miao Xiaomiao's speed was naturally much faster than Lin Xian's. Even her afterimages could be seen. But Lin Xian's advantage had not been used yet. Zzz, purple lightning surrounded his body as he exchanged punches with Miao Xiaomiao again. She quickly retreated. This was the effect of the element once it was used. Purple lightning. It's indeed purple lightning. I haven't seen it in so many years. Miao Zhenghao's eyes flashed. Huff huff. Miao Xiaomiao blew on her fist. It was numbing. Hee, how is it? Didn't you say that the wind element counters me? What about now? Lin Xian grinned. Miao Xiaomiao pouted angrily. God knows how this Lin Xian could be so fast. Even if she was faster than Lin Xian, this advantage was not enough to turn into a victory. As for martial arts, she knew that Lin Xian still had Earth-grade martial arts. She would not be able to win in terms of strength. The lightning element was top-notch in terms of attack power and could crush the wind element. With her speed under Lin Xian's, if she did not have an absolute advantage, it would be difficult for her to win. Who the hell knew how Lin Xian was able to move so quickly? When Feng Zhenghao saw Lin Xian's speed, he knew the result of this battle. Naturally, he had heard from Miao Xiaomiao that Lin Xian had Earth-grade lightning element martial arts. Since he knew this and his speed was so fast because of some martial arts, Miao Xiaomiao would not be able to win. Indeed, Lin Xian's performance surprised Miao Zhenghao. Alright, Xiaomiao, you lost. Come up. Miao Zhenghao said to the people below. I haven't lost yet. How could Miao Xiaomiao, this proud girl, admit defeat? Even if she felt that her chances of winning were not high. Take this. Tempest storm. Lin Xian opened his mouth. The wind in front of him was so strong that Lin Xian could even feel the humidity. To be able to reach this level of martial arts, it was definitely Earth-grade. It was not ordinary. The Miao family seemed to be quite powerful. 5 Thunder Celestial Phenomenon. This move was a little difficult to defend against. It was much stronger than the previous whirlwind. Then, Lin Xian's body flashed with lightning, and he rushed forward. Miao Xiaomiao also rushed towards Lin Xian. Then, the two terrifying forces collided and exploded. On the stage, Feng Zhenghao and Wang Qianqian's clothes were blown by the force. If it were a normal person, they might have staggered back. They could no longer see the situation below. Grandpa Miao, will something happen? Wang Qianqian asked worriedly. Don't worry, both of them know what they're doing. Look, Lin Xian has stopped. Originally, the lightning had exploded in an overwhelming manner. Then, as if the fire had been extinguished, the lightning became much smaller. Tempest Storm is an Earth-grade 6-star martial art. Lin Xian's martial art seems to be higher than that. Wang Qianqian's mouth was agape, and her face was full of surprise. Yes, in terms of strength, because it's a lightning-type martial art, its advantage lies in its overwhelming attack power. Even if Lin Xian's martial art is a 4-star martial art, with his purple lightning, he should be able to defeat Xiaomiao's 6-star martial art. But he started to crush her directly. So, this martial art must be above 6-star. I'm very curious. What kind of identity does this Lin Xian have to have such a powerful martial art? Miao Zhenghao exclaimed. Earth-grade martial arts were extremely rare, and 6-star martial arts were even more difficult to find. If a person had an Earth-grade martial art, then they had to be looked up to. The dust in the entire martial arts arena slowly dissipated as their powers dissipated. The two figures stood there. Chapter 91. 5 Lightning Celestial Phenomenon consumed 300 spiritual energy points. With Lin Xian's 2,000 spiritual energy points, it didn't seem like it would take much to release it once. However, in a prolonged battle like this, if he kept releasing it, his spiritual energy points would continue to be consumed. It wasn't as simple as 300 spiritual energy points. 300 spiritual energy points was just the foundation for releasing it. Phew! Miao Xiaomiao took a deep breath. Alright, Xiaomiao, Lin Xian, come on up. Miao Zhenghao could see that this match was going to be won. Wang Qianqian said, Grandpa Miao, Xiao Miao might not lose. Doesn't she still have the fire attribute? Miao Zhenghao smiled and said, it's useless. Xiao Miao's advantage against Lin Xian is her wind attribute. When her speed can't crush Lin Xian, she won't be able to win. That's because the lightning attribute is too strong, and it's purple lightning. At the same time, Lin Xian's martial arts skills are strong too. However, there's one thing I don't understand. How did Lin Xian possess such incredible speed? Is it martial arts? Maybe it's a martial arts skill that doesn't require the wind attribute. Dual attributes were naturally stronger, but Lin Xian's dexterity made up for his speed disadvantage. Lightning had the advantage, but no one expected Lin Xian to be so fast. Miao Xiao Miao's advantage was gone. Humph. Although Miao Xiao Miao was unwilling, she knew the current situation. She just didn't expect Lin Xian to be able to double his speed. Her wind attribute combined with martial arts skills doubled, but it wasn't enough to double Lin Xian's speed. You admit defeat? Lin Xian smiled and looked at Miao Xiao Miao. Humph. Miao Xiao Miao shook her head, her twin ponytails swaying as she walked up. Hey, 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 don't forget our bet. Lin Xian shouted. Miao Xiao Miao stumbled. She wanted to cry when she thought about calling Lin Xian big brother. This person was too infuriating. He must have predicted that she would win. That's why he bet with her. How did she fall for it? Ha ha ha. Hearing Lin Xian's laughter from behind, Miao Xiao Miao sniffled. She could feel the thick malice from this world. Lin Xian followed behind. Little Miao, do you admit defeat? Lin Xian heard Miao Zhenghao lecturing Miao Xiao Miao as soon as he arrived. I'm not convinced. If Lin Xian didn't have such speed, he would have lost even if his lightning powers were strong. Miao Xiao Miao pouted. Miao Zhenghao ruffled her hair and said, then Grandpa wants to ask you, what will you do if you encounter a warrior with other attributes who is also very fast? Even if you die in his hands, are you still not convinced? Miao Zhenghao continued, no matter what a person does, a win is a win. There must be a reason for that. Do you think that it's impossible to be fast just because you have the thunder attribute? What if it's a lightning and wind dual attribute? What will you do if you encounter it? Miao Xiao Miao lowered her head and didn't say anything. No matter what attribute it is, there are advantages and disadvantages. For example, in your battle with Lin Xian, even if he was fast and had the thunder attribute, you could still win. Do you know how to win? Miao Xiao Miao shook her head. Use your speed to attack Lin Xian endlessly with the least amount of spiritual power. At this moment, Lin Xian only has two options: defend or release the power of lightning to stop you from continuing to attack. However, the advantage of the wind element lies in its speed and low spiritual power consumption. Regardless of whether it is Lin Xian's defense or releasing martial arts techniques, the amount of spiritual power consumed is higher than yours. If he releases a lightning attack, retreat as fast as you can. Lin Xian will definitely consume more spiritual power in a battle of the same level. At that time, Lin Xian will start to panic, not you. Hearing Miao Zhenghao's words, Lin Xian was impressed. As expected of a veteran of the older generation, he hit the nail on the head. That's right, Lin Xian really wasn't easy to deal with. Of course, this was under the premise that they were fighting bare-handed. Compared to you, Lin Xian is doing too well. You should ask him for advice on these things. He can help you a lot, Miao Zhenghao said. No way. Miao Xiao Miao mumbled. You little girl. Miao Zhenghao smiled helplessly, then looked at Lin Xian and said to Miao Xiao Miao, if it was a real battle just now, you would have died before you could even release your martial arts. Do you know that? How is that possible? Miao Xiao Miao refused to admit it. Lin Xian, tell me when. Lin Xian said, when little Miao Miao kicked me. Who are you calling little Miao Miao? Miao Xiao Miao glared at him, her eyes filled with resentment. She didn't feel good about losing. Listen carefully. Do you know what you did just now? Miao Zhenghao raised his voice. Miao Xiao Miao lowered her head weakly. I know. I shouldn't have let my body hang in the air. That's right. This timing was very important, but you exposed this flaw at the worst possible time. If Lin Xian had attacked directly, you would have fallen. Although she was unhappy, Miao Xiao Miao recalled that it was indeed the case. But that hooligan had actually slapped her butt. Okay, that's all. Miao Zhenghao then looked at Lin Xian and said, Lin Xian, then I'll have to trouble you to come here and spar with little Miao more in the future. What do you think? Of course. Lin Xian smiled and agreed. What? Miao Xiao Miao asked. What's wrong? You don't want to? Miao Zhenghao looked at Miao Xiao Miao. No. Miao Xiao Miao pouted. Wouldn't she be slapped by Lin Xian every day in the future? Let's go back. We're all tired. Lin Xian, it's almost dinner time. I'll go back and cook. You stay with the Gale mercenaries for dinner before you go back. Lin Xian nodded. That's fine too. Humph. Miao Xiao Miao snorted, and the few of them went back. After they went back, Miao Zhenghao went to the cafe's kitchen to cook. Wang Chanqian went to help him, leaving only Lin Xian and Miao Xiao Miao. After they came back, Miao Xiao Miao went to the corner to continue coding. Lin Xian drank his coffee and chatted with Linya, telling her that he wouldn't be home for dinner. Linya was still busy with the company's matters. Lin Xian planned to help her take a look tomorrow. Little Miao Miao. Lin Xian then sat beside Miao Xiao Miao with a cup of coffee. What do you want? Ever since Lin Xian spanked her, Miao Xiao Miao had developed a fear of Lin Xian. It was small, but she felt that Lin Xian was up to no good. Of course I want you to fulfill your promise. Miao Xiao Miao blushed. She was such a tsundere. It was torture for her to call Lin Xian brother. Can you not call me that? Miao Xiao Miao pouted. You want to go back on your word? Chapter 92. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Miao Xiao Miao refused to admit it and put on a proud expression. How is that possible? I'm not someone who would go back on my words. Then that's fine. Hurry up and call me that. Lin Xian looked at her with a smile. Miao Xiao Miao wanted to die whenever she thought of that scene. Imagine a proud and arrogant girl. Even the 17 or 18-year-old Chu Meng and the others had to call her sister Miao. But one day, she had to call a boy, Big Brother. Naturally, she couldn't take it. How about, I treat you to a meal? I know a new restaurant not far away. It's really good. Miao Xiao Miao said with a smile. It was rare to see such a happy expression on her face. This was an eye-opener for Lin Xian. Sure, I'll finish it. Miao Xiao Miao. Ding. Detected Miao Xiao Miao's resentment. Scumbag value plus 10,000. Lin Xian obviously knew what she meant. But Lin Xian wanted to teach this girl a lesson. A duel was fine, but she had to fulfill her promise. Hurry up and call me that. Miao Xiao Miao also knew that she couldn't escape this. She looked around and saw that there was no one around. This was probably the best news. She let out a long sigh of relief, lowered her head, and whispered softly, Big Brother. Big Brother. Lin Xian was holding back his laughter. He couldn't laugh. It wouldn't be good if he broke. Ding. Detected Miao Xiao Miao's shyness. Scumbag value plus 10,000. 2 more calls. Also, louder. Lin Xian looked at Miao Xiao Miao and said. At this moment, Miao Xiao Miao's little face was flushed red. Coupled with her exquisite twin ponytails, it was simply too lethal for any man. Miao Xiao Miao would rather call Lin Xian Big Brother than act shamelessly. After all, if a girl like her acted shamelessly, Lin Xian would laugh to death. Compared to this, it was even more laughable. If it was a normal girl acting shamelessly, it wouldn't be a problem. Hoo! Miao Xiao Miao took a deep breath. Okay, brother. One more. Louder. Good brother. Miao Xiao Miao glared at Lin Xian. Ha ha ha. Awesome. Although the one in front of her was just a 14-year-old girl, she was still a little special. Making Miao Xiao Miao admit defeat was still very satisfying. Lin Xian felt even better than beating up Jiang Tianhao. Ding! Miao Xiao Miao's favorability towards you +5. There was one thing that Lin Xian could not understand. He had clearly forced Miao Xiao Miao to call him Big Brother, and Miao Xiao Miao was definitely unwilling to do so. Under such circumstances, she had still called him Big Brother 3 times. Logically speaking, doing something against her should have lowered her favorability towards him, but it had actually increased. This was why Lin Xian could not understand a girl's thoughts. I really don't understand. Oh, by the way, I want to let you hear something. Miao Xiaomao's voice rang out beside Lin Xian. Good brother. You. Miao Xiaomiao's face was red with anger. He had actually recorded it. Ha ha ha. Lin Xian laughed again. Delete it. Miao Xiaomiao jumped over to snatch it away, but Lin Xian ran away. How could he let her snatch it away? Ah! Miao Xiaomiao was starting to go crazy. Lin Xian waved the phone from afar and laughed. Set it as my phone's alarm, ringtone for incoming calls, ringtone for messages. Aya, how nice. Miao Xiaomiao was speechless. Ding! Strong resentment from Miao Xiaomiao has been detected. Scumbag value +100,000. Bastard! Miao Xiaomiao stomped her foot cutely, then went into the kitchen in embarrassment and anger. She was probably going to complain to Miao Zhenghao. Soon, Wang Chanqian and Miao Xiaomiao came out one after another with plates of food. Lin Xian could smell the aroma. To be honest, he was a little hungry after fighting for the whole day. Miao Xiaomiao glared at Lin Xian as soon as she came out. It seemed like she had quite a bit of resentment towards Lin Xian. She probably complained to Lin Xian and was reprimanded by Miao Zhenghao. It's the last soup. Lin Xian, wash your hands and come eat, Wang Chanqian said to Lin Xian. Coming. Lin Xian washed his hands and went over. Xiaomiao, pour a bowl of soup for Lin Xian, Miao Zhenghao said to Miao Xiaomiao. He doesn't have hands. Do it yourself. She rolled her eyes at Lin Xian cutely. You little girl, Lin Xian will often teach you how to fight in the future. At the same time, he's a guest. Don't you have a duty to serve him soup? Miao Xiaomiao angrily poured a bowl of soup for Lin Xian. Your soup. Miao Xiaomiao said as she placed the bowl in front of Lin Xian. Thank you, Xiaomiao. Ah, every time she heard Lin Xian call her Xiaomiao, Miao Xiaomiao shivered and wanted to throw a stool at him. Miao Zhenghao looked at Lin Xian and laughed. Lin Xian, don't mind her too much. Xiaomiao has been spoiled since she was young. Her parents only see her once a year and don't have time to discipline her. As her grandfather, I'm not good at disciplining her, so... Lin Xian smiled and said, Actually, I think she's pretty good the way she is now. Lin Xian wasn't saying this as a compliment. Lin Xian felt that Miao Xiaomiao's current personality was her most outstanding. It was also what Lin Xian felt was the most special and favorite part of her. On the other hand, the little girl who whined and asked for hugs didn't have any special characteristics. I don't need you to tell me that. Miao Xiaomiao pouted, but she was actually quite happy inside. Ding! Miao Xiaomiao's favorability towards you +0.5. Lin Xian was speechless. Women. This was what women were like. Normally, Lin Xian wouldn't be able to tell whether she was happy or not. However, with this favorability, he could naturally tell. On the surface, Miao Xiaomiao seemed to be expressing all sorts of opinions towards Lin Xian. However, her favorability towards him was increasing, proving that she liked what Lin Xian had said. Naturally, her favorability towards him increased as well. Hence, the saying that a woman's heart was like a needle at the bottom of the sea was not just a saying. Ha ha ha. Xiaomiao, you should go to the Sky Martial Court to learn more when you're free. All right, grandfather. Miao Xiaomiao agreed readily. Lin Xian asked curiously, Can I go even if I'm not a student of the Sky Martial Court? Miao Zhenghao smiled and said, "Actually, Xiao Miao is also a student of the Sky Martial Court. However, she's just a student in name. She hasn't gone to school there and is taught at home. However, although I feel that the things taught in the Sky Martial Court are not as good as the outside world, some things are still very important. Since you're in the Sky Martial Court, I'll have to trouble you to take care of Xiao Miao when you're free, Lin Xian." Lin Xian nodded and said, "Of course, no problem." Whether it was because of the mission, Lin Xian's admiration for Miao Xiaomiao, or because Miao Zhenghao had given Lin Xian an Earth-rank martial arts technique, Lin Xian would definitely help. The Earth-rank martial arts technique, Heavenly Thunder Flash, was a long-range attack. Lin Xian couldn't wait to learn it. After finishing their meal, Lin Xian chatted with them for a while before returning home. By the time he reached home, it was already 8 o'clock in the evening. If Lin Xian wasn't at home, Linya would be too lazy to cook. What was the point of cooking when she was eating alone? Most of the time, she would finish her meal in the company's cafeteria. However, if Lin Xian was home, even if Linya could eat a simple meal, she would still buy groceries to cook at home. Even if it wasn't for herself, it was for Lin Xian's sake. Even more simply, she would bring the food from the company's cafeteria to eat with Lin Xian. However, she wouldn't do that. She would cook for Lin Xian unless there were special circumstances. When Lin Xian returned home, Linya was on the phone in the living room. Lin Xian was listening to the conversation on the phone about the company's goods. Seeing that Lin Xian had returned home, Linya hurriedly explained the matter and hung up the phone. "Little fairy, I want a hug." Lin Xian smiled and opened his arms. Linya rolled her eyes at Lin Xian before pouring him a glass of water and said, "Drink some water first." Chapter 93. To be honest, Linya took care of Lin Xian in every possible way. Her every move and action was nothing like a girl who was only a few years older than Lin Xian. Pouring a glass of water for Lin Xian as soon as she got home was something only a mother would do. As an older sister, this was too much. Lin Xian naturally knew this, which was why he cherished Linya so much. If Linya was hurt in the slightest, Lin Xian would definitely go crazy. After taking a sip of water, Lin Xian and Linya sat on the sofa. Lin Xian asked, "Is the company's matter still not resolved?" Linya shook her head. "No, I can't find out the reason. I'll personally go over tomorrow. If I can't find anything, then there's nothing I can do." "Could it be that the crystals you bought were wrong?" Lin Xian asked. Linya said, "The crystals are right. Every time I buy the crystals, I buy them myself. I'm pretty sure about this." "That can't be right. Since the crystals are real, there's no reason why the clothes don't have any attributes." Lin Xian frowned slightly. Linya looked at Lin Xian and asked, "You mean?" "I think that in the end, there's only one reason, the crystals. If Little Fairy is sure that the crystals you bought are real, and the clothes don't have any attributes, then there must be a problem with the crystals during the transportation or in the factory." Linya nodded. "I'm also clear on this point. Even if there's a mistake in the manufacturing process, it's impossible that the clothes don't have any attributes. It's most likely that the attributes are messed up, or that the strength of the attributes isn't adjusted properly. It's impossible for the clothes to have no attributes, but I'm sure that there's no problem with the crystals." "So it's very clear. In the factory in Yunhai County, there's a problem with the crystals. Maybe they were swapped." "Swapped?" Linya frowned. This was a very serious problem. "How much is this batch of crystals?" Linya said, 10 million. Even if we can make all the clothes and sell them, we'll only make double the profit." Then Lin Xian looked at Linya and asked, "Do you think there might be a mole in your company? He switched your batch of crystals and used fake ones to make up the numbers. Maybe he really hid them or even sold them." Lin Xian's question stumped Linya. It wasn't that Lin Xian was smart, but he had eliminated a series of possibilities. When Linya bought the clothes, there was no mistake with the crystals. Even if there was a mistake during the manufacturing process, the clothes wouldn't have no attributes at all. Putting these 2 points together, the answer was actually quite clear. In other words, The reason for this situation was because the crystals weren't used in the production of the clothes. And if the crystals weren't used, the factory's employees would naturally know. With so many people, it was impossible for everyone to betray them, right? So combining this point, they might have added the power of the crystals during the manufacturing process, but they didn't know whether the crystals were real or fake. Putting all these points together, the crystals being swapped was the clearest answer. Linya had been thinking about this problem for the past few days. Her thoughts were in the same direction as Lin Xian, but she never thought that her subordinates would betray her. But Lin Xian's words made Linya realize that she had miscalculated. How did you become so smart? Linya's beautiful face turned to Lin Xian, her beautiful eyes sparkling as she looked at Lin Xian. This sentence made Lin Xian unhappy. Why did it sound so weird? It was as if she was saying that he wasn't smart in the past. Ha ha ha. Don't you know who little fairy is to me? Of course I'm smart. Lin Xian said with a smile as he hugged Linya. Linya was also enlightened as a faint smile appeared on her face. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to bear the loss of tens of millions and her reputation would be ruined. Ding! Host and Linya have intimate contact. Scum man value plus 100000. That's right, the Scum man system detected that Lin Xian was hugging Linya, which meant that it was very intimate. But this kind of hugging didn't mean anything between them. The meaning was different, so Linya naturally wouldn't push Lin Xian away. In fact, Linya would even lean on Lin Xian's shoulder to chat with him. This Scum man system, after interacting with Lin Xian for so long, he finally understood. Those who flirted with older sisters or had physical contact with older sisters weren't Scum man behavior. In a sense, it wasn't, but it would still increase the Scum man value. In Lin Xian's eyes, these were all the prerequisites of being a Scum man. That counted too. According to what you said, the person I suspect is the person in charge of the factory in Yunhai County. He's also the person with the most authority to touch this batch of crystals. Linya leaned on Lin Xian's shoulder and said faintly. Smelling the fragrance on the tip of his nose, Lin Xian's imagination began to run wild. I'll go with you tomorrow. Linya sat up and looked at Lin Xian. You're not going to class? Lin Xian smiled and pinched Linya's beautiful face and said, I'm going, but because I'm more outstanding, I've learned a lot of things in advance, so it doesn't matter if I'm going or not. Compared to that, Little Fairy's matter is definitely more important. Actually, Linya also wanted Lin Xian to go. She felt that with Lin Xian by her side, she would be more at ease. And then do you want me to give that female teacher of yours a call? Linya asked. No need. And after a while, Linya asked, have you found a girlfriend? This question was awkward. Little Fairy, what if I can't find a girlfriend? Lin Xian asked with a smile. How's that possible? Linya immediately said. Then what if you can't find one? Linya didn't know what to say. Can't find one? How was that possible? There's no what if. Linya said. Lin Xian smiled and said, then if you can't find one, then you can just be my girlfriend. Ding. Feeling all kinds of emotions from Linya, Trashman value plus 100000. Linya then sat up. Her beautiful face was a bit red as she looked at Lin Xian and said, Little Xian, how many times have I told you? Your way of thinking is wrong. But if I can't find a girlfriend, then I won't be able to carry on the family line. AI, my Lin family's bloodline. If Little Fairy doesn't help, then forget it. Just let my Lin family's bloodline end. Lin Xian looked depressed. You. Linya gritted her teeth. Her beautiful face was about to bleed. Lin Xian looked at her current appearance. Heavens! She was simply too beautiful. He. Then Lin Xian pulled Linya into his embrace. Anyways, if I can't find a wife and you don't have a boyfriend, then you can be my wife. Then I'll go find a boyfriend right now. Linya opened her mouth and bit Lin Xian's shoulder. What was this brat thinking all day long? He actually had ideas about her. But Linya had a strange feeling in her heart. Something like yearning. Chapter 94. Lin Xian understood Lin Ye too well. Otherwise, he wouldn't have dared to say such words. Ha ha ha, alright, go and find her. Since you've found her, I won't bother you anymore. Come, give me a kiss. Go die. Lin Ye pushed Lin Xian's head away. She stood up with a red face and said, I'm going to wash up. You should sleep early too. You have to wake up early tomorrow. After saying this, she quickly walked away. In the past, Lin Ye never thought that Lin Xian would say such words to her. In the past, Lin Xian didn't even joke with her. The current change made Lin Ye very happy. At the very least, didn't this mean that Lin Xian was living a happier life than before? Wasn't it her wish that he was happy? Ding. Confession to Lin Ye failed. Scumman value 100000. Lin Xian. The sudden system notification made Lin Xian dumbfounded. What the fuck? Failed. No. He didn't confess. Was this considered a confession? This was at most a joke, right? The fuck? His 100,000 scum man value was gone just like that? The 100,000 he had just received from Lin Ye. Hey, system, I didn't confess. Give me back my scum man value. Lin Xian questioned the scum man system in his mind. After testing, the host's thoughts and words are true. The system has determined that it is a confession. Lin Xian. That meant that the words he had just said were a joke was actually what he was thinking in his heart? He really wanted to possess Lin Ye? Fuck. Lin Xian, you've really turned into a scum. Lin Xian looked at Lin Ye's back and then looked at her favorability. When he triggered this quest, it also showed favorability, but the system notification didn't sound, so Lin Xian didn't care about it. After the few confession quests reminded him of the favorability, Lin Xian finally remembered to check the favorability between himself and Lin Ye. Didn't they say that the higher the favorability, the easier it was to confess? Could it be that Lin Ye's favorability towards him wasn't high? Damn. Looking at the favorability, Lin Xian's mouth opened wide. 91. And the explanation behind the 91 favorability was life and death. This meant that Lin Ye's favorability towards Lin Xian had reached the point of life and death together. His first reaction was touched. How much did a person have to care for another person to reach the point of life and death? His second reaction was that he didn't understand. Damn, with such a degree of favorability, the confession still failed? Suddenly thinking of the reason, Lin Xian also understood. The failure was because of their relationship. Their roles were different. Their roles were siblings. Under such circumstances, if the younger brother confessed to the older sister, even if the older sister liked the younger brother a lot, how could it succeed? Moreover, Lin Xian did seem to be joking just now. Lin Ye naturally understood some of it, so even if she took Lin Xian's words seriously, there was the definition of a joke, so she wouldn't really take it seriously. But 91 favorability. Lin Xian was secretly speechless. He even felt that he owed Lin Ye too much. He had to work hard to become stronger so that he could give Lin Ye a better and more peaceful life in the future. Looking at his scum man points, he currently had 890,100, 890,000, 8 experience fruits, 8,000 experience fruits. Currently, he needed 25,000 experience fruits to reach Arcane Body 2 stars, so his experience fruits couldn't keep up. Therefore, Lin Xian urgently needed the second system store, and the second system store could only be opened after a successful confession to Lu Yufan. This made Lin Xian feel very conflicted. A successful confession meant that he had a girlfriend, but Lin Xian didn't want to have a girlfriend for the time being. Should he dump her after a successful confession, or should he tell her that it was a joke? Once this thought appeared, Lin Xian quickly shook his head. From the beginning, he had been telling himself not to be a scum man, but wasn't this the way a scum man would think? Moreover, he was actually using her. When she was no longer useful, Lin Xian would kick her away. Wasn't this a scum man? It turned out that in the unseen world, He himself didn't realize this matter. This was too terrifying. Even if Lin Xian didn't want to delay Lu Yufan, in this case, using her was a fact. He was still a scum man. Heavens! Hoo! Lin Xian took a deep breath, then went to wash his face and went to bed. After going to bed, he cultivated the heavenly thunder flash. In one night, he comprehended about 20%, but he was already very satisfied. The sky was just beginning to brighten. Because Lin Xian's level was higher, even if he didn't sleep, he wouldn't be exhausted. Then, he looked at his scum man points. With over 800,000 scum man points, he finally chose to go for another round of the lottery wheel. Exchanging for other things wasn't cost-effective, and he couldn't increase his level. If he drew an Earth rank martial skill, wouldn't that be better than increasing his level? The 500,000 scum man wheel spun in Lin Xian's mind. Ding! You have used the big wheel 3 times. The cost of using the big wheel has increased to 1 million scum man points. Lin Xian. Really? Although this system made Lin Xian feel that it was heaven-defying, sometimes he really wanted to kill it. A good 500,000 scum man wheel, because he used it 3 times, now it has become 1 million scum man wheel. Damn, then if I use it 3 more times, will it become 1,500,000 scum man wheel? Lin Xian couldn't help but ridicule. Ding, after using it 3 more times, the big wheel will consume 2 million scum man points, calculated as double. Lin Xian. This damn system actually replied to him. Fine. Anyway, Lin Xian felt that it was easier to obtain scum man points now. 1 million scum man points it is. But if it was anything else, if it was a blow-up doll, then Lin Xian swore that he would never use the big wheel again in his life. Ding! Congratulations! You have obtained the effect of random martial skill enhancement. Once. Lin Xian was slightly stunned when he heard the system's notification. Martial skill enhancement? That's not bad, right? But it was random, otherwise Lin Xian would definitely enhance it to 5 lightning constellation. Earth stage 8 star 5 lightning constellation. Would it become a heaven stage martial skill? Unfortunately, he could only think about it now. Ding, host's martial skill, Spirit Eye, has been enhanced. It's still okay. If it enhanced my yellow stage martial skills, then I would really cry. Lin Xian muttered, then looked at the effect of the enhanced Spirit Eye. Spiritual Eye, unknown grade martial skill, owner, Lin Xian, effect. Each use consumes 10 spirit points, able to see the attributes of a unit not higher than the user's level by 5. Second effect. Can be used for a long time, unable to see the attributes of living units, but can see hidden mechanisms, hidden barriers, and hidden items that release heaven and earth spiritual energy. Choose to use it for a long time, cost of 300 spirit points. Duration. 5 minutes. Lin Xian opened his mouth. The front part didn't change, only the name of the martial skill changed. The enhancement was on 1 point, which was an additional function. By consuming 300 spirit points, he could see all hidden mechanisms, barriers, illusions, and even treasures that release heaven and earth spiritual energy for 5 minutes. This ability made Lin Xian extremely surprised. Chapter 95. Although Lin Xian had yet to encounter any barriers or mechanisms, it didn't mean that he wouldn't encounter them in the future. Furthermore, it would be easy for him to encounter them when he became stronger. For example, barriers. Some powerful people or even demonic beasts could release various types of barriers. Lin Xian's Eye of Cave Spirit could see them directly and even see through illusions. Furthermore, the Eye of Cave Spirit could see the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. What did that mean? It was simple. For example, if there was a spiritual treasure releasing spiritual energy in this place, Lin Xian's Eye of Insight might not be able to see through things, but it should be able to follow the direction of the spiritual energy to find the spiritual treasure. Wasn't this something that Lin Xian needed? Lin Xian just happened to need the help of various powerful spiritual treasures to obtain permanent attributes. Wasn't this Eye of Cave Spirit the most convenient way for him to do so? Lin Xian even wanted to go to the deep cold valley and release the Eye of Cave Spirit there. As long as there was a spiritual treasure there, Lin Xian could definitely use the Eye of Cave Spirit to find it. This was an extremely exaggerated martial skill. It was a cheat. Although it didn't have any killing power, Lin Xian was ecstatic when he saw the upgraded Eye of Cave Spirit's effects. Simply put, he wouldn't trade it for an 8-star Earth-class martial skill. If I have time, I'll go to the deep cold valley first. Lin Xian secretly planned. However, he was hesitant about something. The spiritual treasure in the deep cold valley had frozen the place to this extent. With his current weak level, even if he found the spiritual treasure, would he have the ability to refine it and absorb it? Although he could absorb it with the help of the scumbag system, the power of the deep cold valley was still on his body. If he couldn't withstand it, he would freeze to death. It was useless to hang around. Hence, Lin Xian was in a dilemma again. Just as the sun rose, Lin Xian took out the Heavenly Thunder Flash martial skill and continued to cultivate. Purple lightning constantly condensed in his palm, fluctuating in size and in size. He was cultivating according to the heavenly cycle of martial skills. In fact, if he directly imbued himself with wisdom, between learning the release of a martial skill in a second and spending several days, or even several months to learn a martial skill, Lin Xian would also choose the latter. This was because the martial skills learned by the latter were more powerful and had greater effects. It was just a matter of time. Who wouldn't be willing to exchange time for greater power? Of course, many lazy people were unwilling to do so. There were also many people who couldn't understand the cultivation methods of these martial arts, so they would naturally choose the former. Lin Xian was fine. In fact, it was the same as the cultivation methods on Earth. After all, the human body was the same. Although Lin Xian couldn't cultivate on Earth, he had been studying it all this time. He had always thought that he would have a chance to cultivate, which was why he had never given up on it. He had never thought that he would be able to use it on planet Aqua Blue, including his combat experience. Ding! Heavenly Thunder Flash Learning Progress, 13%. Ding! Heavenly Thunder Flash Learning Progress, 14%. After an hour or so, Lin Xian heard the sound of Lin Ya's door opening. He then stopped cultivating. If he had the time, he should be able to finish cultivating it in 4 or 5 days. After all, it was an Earth rank martial skill. It was quite profound and slow to cultivate. He opened the door and walked out. Linya had just put on an apron. Their rooms had bathrooms, so she had already finished washing up in her room. Now, she was preparing to make breakfast for Lin Xian. "Why are you up so early?" Linya looked at Lin Xian and asked. Lin Xian walked over and smiled. "I missed you so much that I couldn't sleep the whole night." Ding! Felt Lin Ya's shyness. Scumbag value plus 20,000. Lin Ya's charming face really did turn red. Under normal circumstances, she wouldn't be moved by these words. Who would have thought that Lin Xian would say such a thing, catching her off guard? "Go, hurry up and wash up. I'll go make breakfast for you." Linya rolled her eyes at Lin Xian and then pushed him towards the bathroom. Okay. Lin Xian smiled and went to wash up. After washing up, he went to the kitchen and watched the busy Linya. To be honest, Lin Xian felt that he could just stand there and watch for an entire day without getting tired. "Little fairy, I want to eat cola chicken wings," Lin Xian said from the side. Linya paused and looked at Lin Xian and said, "Eating something so oily so early in the morning, what do you want to do?" "But I feel like I haven't eaten anything you made in a long time. I really miss it. When we go to the factory in Yunhai County, I'll help you in the kitchen." "Hi, hey, that's great. Love you." Lin Xian gave a sweet smile and then walked away. Ding! Felt Lin Ya's shyness. Scumbag value plus 10,000. Lin Ya's beautiful face was dyed with a layer of red. If you had such a sweet mouth outside, you wouldn't be unable to find a girlfriend. Linya muttered in a small voice, but her heart was still quite sweet. If Lin Xian heard this, he would cry out that he was wronged. He was also like this outside, but he still couldn't find a girlfriend. Linya made breakfast while thinking about Lin Xian's previous state. Before, he was like a walking corpse, not smiling, let alone joking. At that time, Linya's heart ached to death. She knew that it was because Lin Xian didn't have the god spawn system, but she couldn't help him. All she could do was accompany him and work hard to run the company well, giving Lin Xian a better material life. However, Linya found that ever since Lin Xian mysteriously obtained the god spawn system, he had become a different person. In Linya's memory, the current Lin Xian had a kind of naivety and childishness. She liked the current Lin Xian very much, because it meant that he was happy. Breakfast was noodles, Lin Xian's favorite seafood noodles. There was always some seafood at home, such as mantis shrimp, crab roe, and so on. Linya bought them when she was free, and then she peeled them bit by bit and put them in the fridge. Because Lin Xian liked it, she also liked it. Lin Xian ran in and broke the noodles. Linya walked out and saw a cup of fresh juice on the table. Just squeezed. Damn, I used so many fruits to squeeze out this little bit. Just 1 cup, this is too much. Linya took it and took a sip. Lin Xian expectantly asked, "How is it?" "I researched the recipe myself. It's so sour." Linya couldn't help but say, "What? Is it sour?" Lin Xian took Linya's cup and took a sip. At that moment, he felt like his teeth were going to fall out. "Damn. Little fairy, what fruit did you buy? It's so sour." Lin Xian ridiculed. "Are you sure it's not because you put so many pineapples in it?" Linya cutely rolled her eyes. Heavens, she should take care of Lin Xian in the future. Otherwise, he might just kill himself. As this thought flashed through her mind, Linya was stunned. She couldn't really want to be Lin Xian's wife, right? Chapter 96. Linya froze on the spot. No, no, no. It must be an older sister taking care of her younger brother. That's all. That's because you bought the pineapple. Lin Xian said unhappily. Hurry up and eat. We're going to Yunhai City. Okay. After eating, the glass of fruit juice that Lin Xian had squeezed out was finished by Linya. When Lin Xian saw that the glass was empty, he asked, "Have you poured it?" Linya said plainly that she had finished drinking. Then, she took her bag and keys, opened the door, and walked out. Lin Xian chuckled as he followed behind her. After driving to the company, Linya had a simple morning meeting. Then, she asked a few company leaders to accompany her. This time, they might not be able to find anything from the factory in Yunhai County. They might not be able to find anything, and they might not be able to find anything that could be used against that person. But in fact, Linya didn't have much hope. After all, 2 days had passed. Even if he had any flaws, he should be able to clean them up in 2 days. Linya felt that Lin Xian's words were very reasonable. They could definitely match up. It was a pity that she thought of it too late. If she had gone there on the first day, she might have been able to catch the culprit. On the way, Linya drove and discussed the factory with Lin Xian. Lin Xian also felt that it was too late, but that was not necessarily the case. Yunhai County was one of the counties in Tianhua City. It was about 40 kilometers away from Tianhua City where they lived. It was only an hour's drive. Linya's company had a few factories. Naturally, it was not easy to build a factory in the city. Therefore, they usually built in the suburbs of the county. An hour later, Lin Xian saw the factory of Linya's company. It was not too big. It was built next to a village in the county. Because it manufactured clothes, there was almost no pollution. The 2 cars stopped. Lin Xian and Linya got out of the car. Linya's 3 company leaders followed behind them. At this moment, Linya's temperament was that of a cold goddess. Those men didn't even dare to get close to Linya. They had to lower their heads and lower their waists when they spoke to her. They were a little afraid. Linya's aura was quite strong, but Lin Xian was so happy when he thought of how gentle and lovely Linya was at home. "Director Lin, please come in, come in." The person in charge of the factory smiled apologetically. "Oh, is Director Lin's brother? As expected of a man of striking appearance. Huang Shiqiang looked at Lin Xian and smiled as he patted Lin Xian's shoulder. Before Lin Xian went to Deep Cold Valley, he had met Huang Shiqiang when he went to Lin Ya's company to look for her. He was the person in charge of this factory and also Lin Xian's biggest suspect. In any case, Lin Xian's first impression of him was not good. As for whether it was him or not, Lin Xian believed that he would be able to find some clues. Lin Xian smiled and nodded at Huang Shiqiang. Then, he looked around and said, "It's quite beautiful. There's a farmer's vegetable field next to it. There's also a river. The air is good too." "Ha ha ha, that's right. Director Lin has chosen a good place." Huang Shiqiang smiled apologetically. Lin Ya's face was expressionless. She looked at the factory in front of her and said calmly, "It's been one night and you still haven't found out what I've asked you to do?" Huang Shiqiang was 40 years old. He walked to Lin Ya's side and said with a troubled expression, "Director Lin, I've investigated this matter thoroughly. Even the surveillance cameras inside and outside the factory did not fast forward for 24 hours. The batch of crystals was never touched. They were directly transported to the factory. The process was also recorded on the surveillance cameras. The crystals were processed reasonably and added attributes into the clothes." "So you still haven't found the root of the problem, right?" Lin Ya said coldly. Huang Shiqiang nodded. "That's right. We all think that there's a problem with the crystals." "Humph." Lin Ya coldly snorted. The surrounding people didn't dare to say anything. It wasn't that they were afraid of Lin Ya. Lin Ya usually treated her subordinates very well. It was just that in this kind of situation, coupled with Lin Ya's cold temperament, they were a bit afraid. "I personally went to buy the crystal, and I'm sure that the crystal is real. It's good, but the clothes made by your factory don't have any attribute effects, and the crystal was used. Could it be that it's haunted?" Huang Shiqiang didn't say anything because he couldn't say anything. "Director Chen, you three follow Director Huang inside to see if there's a mistake." "You don't need to follow me. I'll just walk around the factory with little Xian." "Okay." Then the four of them walked into the factory. "I'm afraid that we won't be able to find anything." Lin Ya rubbed her temples and sighed. The surveillance cameras didn't have any abnormalities. Could it be that the crystals she bought were scammed? But Lin Ya was also very sure that the crystals were real. "Don't be in such a hurry. Let's walk around first." "Okay." Then the two of them walked into the factory. They walked around while chatting. "Actually, I still suspect that Huang Shiqiang is behind this, but I don't have any evidence." Lin Xian muttered, "Could it be that we're thinking in the wrong direction? But if the crystals are real, it's impossible for the clothes to have no attributes." Lin Ya nodded, "That's why I agree with you." Lin Ya was very sure that the crystals she bought were real. Because every batch of crystals was very expensive, Lin Ya would naturally check them carefully every time. A piece of crystal cost more than 100,000 yuan. She didn't want to have a few fake crystals mixed in with a batch of real ones. Lin Ya was also very sure that the crystals she bought were real. Because every batch of crystals was very expensive, Lin Ya would naturally check them carefully. Every time, she checked them carefully. A piece of crystal cost more than 100,000 yuan. So Lin Ya was very sure that the crystals she bought were real. Then it must have been swapped out. So the crystals are transported from here to be processed? Lin Xian looked at the sliding workbench in front of him. Lin Ya nodded, "Yes, it's transported there and then processed. Technology is added to the clothes. When it's activated, it can absorb the power of the crystals to achieve various effects such as heating, cooling, speed, and so on." Lin Xian raised his head and looked around. There were many cameras around. Although there were still many blind spots, these key transportation areas could be monitored. Suddenly, Lin Xian noticed something. "What's wrong?" Lin Xian looked at the few surveillance cameras above and said, "There are quite a few surveillance cameras here. They are all newly installed. Well, half a month ago, Huang Shiqiang gave me a sum of money to install 8 cameras inside and outside. It's indeed a little too little. He means to install 8 cameras inside and outside the factory. Lin Ye nodded. But there are 5 new cameras in this workshop alone. Don't you think something's wrong? Chapter 97. Lin Ye looked around and saw that there were indeed 5 more people. There were so many that some of the cameras could even detect that some of them were overlapping. Because the workshop is more important, he probably put a few more here. Lin Ye said. Lin Xian said, "Of course it's possible, but little fairy, don't you think it's too much of a coincidence?" Lin Ye looked at Lin Xian in confusion. Lin Xian said, "Think about it, the cameras were installed just before this batch of crystals was shipped over. Coincidentally, there were 5 more cameras here, which allowed us to see the surroundings clearly. Coincidentally, there was a problem with this batch of crystals, so the new cameras could see the entire process of the crystals being shipped over." Lin Ye understood Lin Xian's meaning. "You're saying that we can assume that Huang Shiqiang started planning this half a month ago, and added the cameras just to prove to me that everything was normal, and that the crystals were normal?" "That's right. That's my guess. Because there are so many cameras here, I'm even more suspicious." After a pause, Lin Xian continued, "From where the crystals were stored to here, everything is within the range of the cameras. There are no blind spots, so he can prove to us that the crystals didn't have any problems in the factory. But it's also possible that he just happened to want to record the entire process. That way, the crystals would be safer." Lin Ye said, "Of course it's possible, but I'm suspicious of him, so I'm more inclined to believe what I said. If my guess is correct, then he's exposed a flaw." Lin Ye found that her brain couldn't keep up with Lin Xian's. "What flaw?" In other words, the crystals were swapped out before they were transported to the factory. Lin Ye's beautiful eyes lit up. "I understand. Why didn't she realize that Lin Xian was so smart before? But there's a premise. The crystals were really swapped out." Lin Ye said, "I think that based on this premise, we can basically confirm it with the combination of our previous points." Lin Ye also nodded. "But if they were swapped out midway, then it's even more impossible to find them." "That's possible." Lin Xian's eyes lit up, and then he asked, "How were the crystals transported here?" Lin Ye said, "Every time, I'm the one who drives them here. It's impossible for them to stop halfway, so it's impossible for them to be swapped out midway. If I'm not wrong, the car usually stops at the spot where little fairy drove just now, right?" Lin Ye nodded. "There's no camera there, right?" Lin Ye was right. Lin Xian, it seemed like that was the case. Lin Xian's Lin Xian's, Lin Xian's Lin Xian's Lin Xian. Lin Ye nodded. "Normally, I would either enter the factory directly or drive away because I never thought that something like this would happen. I thought that it would be enough to escort the crystals to the factory. So that's the location of the switch." Lin Xian pointed at the area where Lin Ye's car was parked. Lin Ye even felt that Lin Xian could become a detective. This made her incomparably shocked. Most importantly, what Lin Xian said was correct in the eyes of someone as smart as her. It was also the most likely scenario. That's just our suspicion. We don't have any evidence. I know. Little fairy, do you still remember the person who moved the box? Lin Ye nodded. Huang Shiqiang and Minister Chen. Lin Xian then nodded and said, Hee, little fairy, I'm hungry. Go and cook for me, I'll look for it." Lin Ye nodded slightly. Actually, there was nothing she could do if she couldn't find it. She had already tried her best. "Then I'll go to the cafeteria to cook for you." Then, Lin Ye walked away. Lin Xian then went to the parking lot. There were no surveillance cameras here. "It's been 2 days. I can only hope that you haven't moved this batch of crystals away because of your cowardice, or that you haven't found a buyer yet. Otherwise, there's nothing I can do." Lin Xian then activated his eye of spiritual insight. Lin Xian wouldn't be able to do anything if he didn't have the cave spirit eye. However, things were different now that he had it. Lin Xian released his eye of the cave spirit, and his pupils turned purple. In his eyes, everything seemed to become transparent, but it wasn't truly transparent. It was just like the robot's perspective in the movies. So it's under my feet. The cave spirit I could see through mechanisms. In principle, it was able to discover a difference in a similar place. For example, there was a hole in the cement floor under his feet. This was the difference. Lin Xian walked over and found that there was a small gap in a rectangular piece of cement about 2 meters wide. Normally, the gap would be blocked by dust, and one wouldn't be able to see it if they looked carefully. However, the gap was bigger, which meant that it had been opened by someone not long ago. There were 2 areas that were broken. At first glance, it looked like there were 2 small gaps in the cement floor. He didn't care at all. In fact, this was where he let go. Lin Xian squatted down and placed his hands on the gap. Then, he lifted it up. Sure enough, the cement floor was actually a cement board. After opening it up, Lin Xian saw a space of about 2 square meters. Everything was confirmed. When the box was moved down, Linya only told the people behind to move the box in. Then, she walked into the yard. They happened to be blocked by a car, so they opened the cement board. There were boxes and fake crystals inside, so they could just swap them. There were no cameras, and there was no one around. The employees were working, so Linya couldn't see them. This was why they dared to do it. However, it was already empty. Lin Xian covered it up, so no one saw him discover it. Even if they did, there was no evidence that Huang Shiqiang did it. However, the cave spirit I saw that the air was filled with various colors of light. That was spiritual qi. Ordinary people could only sense it, but not see it. However, the cave spirit I could see it. It was very thin and couldn't be sensed. It was also very faint. However, Lin Xian could search in this direction. This could be considered good luck. He just happened to level up the cave spirit eye and had this ability. It just so happened that the crystals were moved away not long ago, probably a few hours ago in the wee hours of the morning. Otherwise, the spiritual qi would no longer exist. Lin Xian kept the cave spirit eye open and searched in the direction of the thin spiritual qi. The spiritual qi in front of him was getting denser. So it hasn't been moved away. It's just changed to a safer place. Lin Xian's lips curled. In front of him was a piece of land. With the cave spirit eye, Lin Xian could sense that the spiritual qi here was relatively strong. In other words, there was a treasure under the ground that released spiritual qi. Naturally, it was the crystals. This place was only 200 meters away from the factory. The rest was simple. Because their fingerprints were on the box, the situation was set. Lin Xian really admired his own intelligence. Then, he swaggered back to the factory. Chapter 98. After returning, Lin Xian went to the factory's kitchen. The other chefs were cooking for the workers while Linya was making lunch for Lin Xian alone. "Why did you come in? It'll be done in a while," Linya said gently when she saw Lin Xian. Lin Xian walked to the side and said, "I'll help you." Then, okay. Soon, the 3 dishes were finished. They were all Lin Xian's favorite dishes. Linya made more so that the employees could share it. After filling 2 bowls of rice, Lin Xian and Linya went to the cafeteria alone to eat lunch early. It had to be said that this was Lin Xian's favorite taste. Regarding the matter of the crystal, even if they wanted to move it, it would be impossible to do so at this time, so Lin Xian was not in a hurry. "Let's go back after eating," Linya said to Lin Xian because she felt that she wouldn't be able to find anything. Lin Xian took a bite of the red braised pork and said with a smile, "Why should we go back? A good show is about to start." "What good show?" Linya's beautiful eyes were full of doubts. Lin Xian smiled. "Let's eat first. After eating, gather everyone. Oh right, especially that Huang Shiqiang and Director Chen." Linya looked at Lin Xian suspiciously, but she believed that Lin Xian wasn't playing around. It must have something to do with the crystal. Could it be that Lin Xian found evidence? Was it really possible? But if it wasn't like this, then how could it be explained? Lin Xian wanted her to gather those people naturally had something to do with the crystal. Although she was doubtful, Linya chose to listen to Lin Xian. The two of them quietly finished their meal. The employees were nearing the end of their work and it would be mealtime in about 10 minutes. Then I'll go organize it. Linya looked at Lin Xian and said, Yes. Organize to the parking lot outside. Lin Xian finished the last few bites and walked over. The employees had already gathered. Chief Lin, it's almost lunchtime. What's the matter? Huang Shiqiang looked at Lin Ye suspiciously. Nothing much, I just wanted to show everyone something. Lin Xian walked over with a smile. Look at things. Everyone was puzzled. This factory had 30 employees, so it wasn't considered small. Lin Xian clapped his hands and walked over to the cement board and squatted down. Everyone looked at him. Then, they saw Lin Xian lift the cement board. At that moment, Huang Shiqiang, Chen Kaiwen, and Chen Kaiwen's pupils shrank. Everyone, come and take a look. Everyone gathered here. Linya also walked over. There's actually a cellar here? Everyone's jaws dropped. This is too mysterious. Who would build such a small cellar in a place like this? What's the use of it? It's still empty. Linya seemed to have guessed something. Lin Xian then looked at Huang Shiqiang and asked, Director Huang, do you know about this small cellar? Huang Shiqiang's face was full of shock. Then, he quickly shook his head. I just found out. This is interesting. When the factory was built, this cellar wasn't built. Lin Xian smiled and said, Of course, this cellar has only been excavated for less than half a month. The cement slab above was originally normal ground, but it has been cut open. It looks like normal ground, but it has actually become the lid of this cellar. But what's this for? Someone asked doubtfully. Lin Xian smiled and said, What's it for? Of course, it's the place where Director Huang and Chen Kaiwen removed the crystal and switched it. Linya understood Lin Xian's meaning. But there was nothing inside. So what if he said that? Although Huang Shiqiang and Chen Kaiwen were shocked that Lin Xian was able to find this place, they weren't afraid. Lin Xian, I admit that I have to bear some responsibility for this matter, but you directly put all the blame on me and Chen Kaiwen. That's not right, right? Huang Shiqiang said. Chen Kaiwen also nodded. That's right. The two of us are veterans of the company. We've been following Boss Lin ever since the company opened. Boss Lin has been very good to us. Why would we betray her and switch this batch of crystals worth tens of millions? Are we still human? Linya slightly frowned. According to her understanding of Lin Xian, she wasn't that smart, so she panicked. Could it be that Lin Xian didn't do everything well? But when she thought about it, Lin Xian was indeed very different now. So, as his sister, she chose to believe in Lin Xian. Yes, Director Lin has been very good to us. Director Huang has also been very good to us. It's impossible for them to do such a thing. I think we should consider this matter at length. Everyone was discussing. At this moment, Huang Shiqiang and Chen Kaiwen were standing at the peak of morality, while Lin Xian had become a person who slandered them and casually put a bucket of sh*T on their heads. Lin Xian didn't panic. The corner of his mouth curled up as he said, Everyone don't worry. Come with me to a place. I asked everyone to come together just to let you all be witnesses. Oh right, bring 2 shovels. After saying that, Lin Xian walked out of the factory. The others looked at each other. They even thought that Lin Xian was playing with them like playing house. Follow him. It wasn't until Linya gave the order to follow Lin Xian that those people followed. Lin Xian naturally brought them to the place where the crystals were buried. The closer they got, the more flustered Chen Kaiwen and Huang Shiqiang became. It can't be, right? They were already buried here. How could they be discovered? It can't be. This direction must be a coincidence. But why did he ask them to bring shovels? When they arrived at the spot, Lin Xian stopped. 1 meter in front of them was the place where the crystals were buried. Chen Kaiwen and Huang Shiqiang looked at each other. They even broke out in cold sweat. How could it be so coincidental? The place where the crystals were buried was right here. But when they looked at the surface of the soil, it didn't seem like it had been touched by outsiders. But Lin Xian stretched out his hand and said, "Come, give me a shovel." After taking a shovel, Lin Xian started digging on the spot. Everyone was dumbfounded. When they saw Lin Xian digging the soil, which happened to be where they buried the crystals, the two of them suddenly trembled. Everyone was dumbfounded. They didn't know what Lin Xian was doing. Linya said to another person, "Help little Xian dig." "Yes, Director Lin." It wasn't buried deep. After digging for about a meter, the alley was revealed. "Director Lin, I think we dug up a treasure." "What?" Everyone gathered around with a dumbfounded look. Then, the surface was wiped clean. Someone recognized it. "Isn't this the box where the crystals are stored?" "It looks exactly the same." Linya walked over. She recognized the box at a glance. "Then where did the box of crystals in our storeroom come from?" "I think we only have one." Lin Xian dug a few more times. Then, he suddenly used all his strength to carry the box that weighed more than 100 kilograms. Chapter 99. Almost everyone recognized it. It's true, it's exactly the same box. How could there be an identical box buried here? The box looks brand new, it doesn't look like it was buried a long time ago. It looks like it was buried a few days ago. Lin Xian walked over and directly opened the box. Inside were crystals of various colors. These crystals were all placed in small containers, otherwise their power would be scattered. However, these containers could still allow the small amount of spiritual energy released by the crystals to leak out. When there were many crystals, this small amount of spiritual energy would be slightly larger. Lin Xian was also able to sense it because of this. Seeing the crystals, Lin Ya's beautiful eyes lit up. There was no need to think. This was the batch of crystals that she had swapped. It's crystals. The clothes we used before didn't have any attributes. I heard that they were swapped. This wouldn't be the real batch of crystals, right? It must be, otherwise how could there be such a coincidence? Also, the box is the same, it's still quite new. Then what's going on? Everyone was talking one after another. Lin Xian looked at Huang Shiqiang and Chen Kaiwen and said, "You two, please explain." Huang Shiqiang said with certainty, "It's the batch that we swapped. It looks like there's someone among your employees who isn't clean. Who is the one who stands up and admits it? We'll be lenient." Right now, he was filled with regret. If he had known earlier, he would have taken action earlier or transported it further away. Why did he have to bury it here? The main reason was that they hadn't found the next buyer yet. They were afraid that moving the box would be caught on camera. It wouldn't be good if they were found, so they hid it here and waited for the limelight to die down before taking it out to sell. But how could they have thought that Lin Xian would find it? How did he find it? Everyone looked at each other, not knowing what to do. Lin Xian coldly laughed. "Director Huang, don't push the blame to others. We're all villagers from nearby villages and are very simple. They wouldn't dare to do this kind of thing." Huang Shiqiang nodded and wiped the sweat from his forehead. You're right. Then who did it? Doesn't Manager Huang know?" Huang Shiqiang pretended to be stupid and shook his head. "How would I know? Anyway, this thief must be very cunning. Who said there's only one? Am I right, Director Chen?" Lin Xian looked at Chen Kaiwen mockingly. I don't know either." Chen Kaiwen gulped. Lin Xian then looked at everyone and said, "Let me tell you what happened." Then, Lin Xian said, "That day, my sister drove factory manager Huang and director Chen to transport the crystals over. The car stopped at the entrance of the factory where we were just now. There were no cameras there, so my sister asked factory manager Huang and director Chen to move the box inside. Naturally, She didn't think too much about it and entered the factory first. At that time, factory manager Huang and director Chen opened the cement board that I opened just now and took out the box that contained the same number of crystals as the box. Of course, the crystals inside were all fake, so they took the opportunity to put the real box of crystals inside. If they were fast, 20 seconds would have been enough. Huang Shiqiang's face darkened as he pointed at Lin Xian and angrily said, "Lin Xian, don't think that you can say whatever you want just because you're Director Lin's brother. Do you have any proof?" Lin Xian smiled. "Don't be in such a hurry, I'll continue." Then, they moved the fake box in and hid the real box in here when it was safe. I'm guessing that they haven't found the next buyer yet, so they're waiting for the situation to blow over. As for the number of crystals in the box and the number of different attributes, my sister has already told you, right? So, it's easy for you to swap the same number of crystals. Chen Kaiwen said, "Again, where's the proof?" Lin Xian chuckled and said, "Proof? It's simple." Then Lin Xian pointed at the box behind him and said, "This is the real box, and the fake box is in the storage room. It's simple. If you swap the real box, you would have to move the two boxes back and forth. So, whether it's this box or the box in the storage room, your fingerprints are on it. If it wasn't you, then there must be a box that doesn't have your fingerprints. So, we just need to ask an expert to identify it." Huang Shiqiang laughed and said, "Okay, then we'll ask an expert to identify it." Of course, they knew. Because the two of them had swapped boxes back and forth, if both of them were found and had their fingerprints, then it would be direct evidence. For safety's sake, they really wiped it clean. Lin Xian laughed and said, "You're not panicking, are you? You might only know about fingerprints, but there's something called DNA. This thing needs to be cleaned up with professional tools. For example, if a small piece of your skin is left on the box while you're moving such a heavy box, just a little bit of it will be left on the box. Or maybe some dandruff from your clothes will fall on the box. That can be found." Chen Kaiwen and Huang Shiqiang's pupils shrank. It seemed like it could be done. "Now, I'll give the two of you a chance. Admit it, and I'll be lenient on behalf of my sister. If you don't admit it, I'll ask an expert to identify it in person." But when Lin Xian finished speaking, Huang Shiqiang couldn't take the pressure and knelt on the ground. Chief Lin, I really didn't do it on purpose. I beg you to give me a chance to atone for my sins." Huang Shiqiang was so scared that tears came out of his eyes. Seeing this, Chen Kaiwen didn't need to hide anymore. He knelt there like Huang Shiqiang. This was a fraud and theft case that involved tens of millions. Even if they went to jail, they would be ruined. Most importantly, they were just ordinary people. They had the system but didn't have the guts to go out and farm monsters. These people could be punished by the law. The trial court was meant to punish warriors. The surrounding workers all had expressions of disbelief. It turned out that their boss was the mastermind behind this case. How despicable! These people should be executed by firing squad. Chief Lin treats us so well. Our salary is no less than 1,000 yuan higher than the other factory workers. Even so, they still want to cheat Chief Lin. Bah! Scum! Seeing this scene, Lin Ya's heart still ached. Not for them, but for herself. These two people had been with her for a long time, and she treated her subordinates very well. She had never exploited them. Even so, they still betrayed her. Lin Xian's lips curled. "Since you've admitted it, everyone can see it, right? Then, the two of you should prepare to spend the rest of your life in jail." Huang Shiqiang was stunned. With snot and tears, he said, "Young Master Lin, didn't you say that if we admit it, we'll be lenient?" "We admitted it. Please let us live." Lin Xian shrugged and said, "Yes, I did say that. I said that I could represent my sister to be lenient. But sorry, I can't represent her." You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.